we heard from Jalen McLean before, and he says now also part of what helped him in moving to the starting role opposite Caleb Downs has been the communication on the back end.
Just like the confidence between confidence and the chemistry that me and Caleb, and just the defense in general has. And obviously me taking that step from my freshman and sophomore year, confidence and communication is definitely something I had to work on. So being better at that was something that needed to happen in order for me to be on that field.
Another player who's emerged as of late is defensive tackle Tywan Malone, who's been working at doing what all others in his position group have been striving for.
Pretty much just understanding the game better, watching everybody perform and play and seeing what they did, how they prepare for games, and just knowing that I got to do what I got to do to help my teammates win, what I'm saying? Especially at the 3-tech position with me and Edric and Jason and all. We all rotating in, we all building confidence off each other, and it doesn't matter who goes out there first, we all going to have the same standards and all that.
We're getting closer to the opening kickoff for tonight's game between the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Minnesota Golden Gophers. The AEP Energy Buckeye pregame show has been brought to you statewide by Encova Insurance on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
And brought to you locally by State Farm, your Central Ohio Toyota dealers, and by the Diamond Cellar. On your home of the Buckeyes, live and local weekdays beginning at 6 a.m. with T-Bone and Tybus on the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, Buckeyes, ready to one-up your rivals off the field? Abbott and the Big Ten are back with the We Give Blood Drive. By showing up to donate blood, you can help your school win $1 million for student or community health. Score a limited edition home field designed Ohio State t-shirt. And most importantly, save lives. Go to bigten.org/Abbott to find a donation location and put Ohio State in the lead. That's bigten.org/Abbott.
Hey, Ohio State fans, are you looking to score big with your home equity? Union Home Mortgage will help you unlock the value of your home and fund the promises you've made to yourself and your family. If you need to pay off debt, have home improvements, or whatever your family needs are, visit UHM.com and score financial freedom with Union Home Mortgage, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Union Home Mortgage Corp. is an equal housing opportunity lender and MLS number 2229.
The 2026 Buckeye Cruise for Cancer sets sail on the Silver Sea Silver Ray. It's an intimate ship with an even better experience. It's all-inclusive of beverages, shore excursions, taxes, and gratuities. Sail to bucket list ports like the Grand Turk, St. Martin, and St. Thomas. With Buckeye greats including Ryan Day, Bobby Carpenter, A.J. Hawk, the Boren Brothers, Ezekiel Elliott, Ryan Shazier, and more. Sailing from Fort Lauderdale, February 17th through the 24th. Call 614-792-6204 to book today.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
Your Ohio State flagship station, The Fan.
Horvath, deep second, he is up. Ball goes to Horvath. Horvath face back. There's a pass. Look out for this. It's a touchdown, Ohio. Score.
The ball is set down. Janowitz boots it. It is good. Janowitz makes the field goal.
Ball goes to Haverty through there, and he may go all the way. Look out for this. There he goes. Hopalong Cassidy.
And it's Griffin coming up the middle. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown.
He might go all the way. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, 5, end zone, touchdown, Eddie George.
Smith play right side, steps up and gets to the end zone. Troy Smith.
When you're used to somebody else leading, there's no one else to look. You have to be the guy who does it.
To the 20, and he's going to take it to the end zone for a touchdown. Jeremiah Smith.
It's going to take everybody on the roster to go win a championship.
To the 10, and into the end zone. Punt return touchdown for Caleb Downs.
And the plan to win, the number one thing is play great defense.
Gets the snap, waist high pressure right away, and he's grabbed his sack. Sonny Styles dumps him right around the 17-yard line.
It's an opportunity to learn and grow and see, what it takes to win in the CFP.
The 9th national championship in Ohio State history. A team that got into the playoffs and they played angry and determined. And they give Ryan Day his first national championship.
From Learfield, this is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics. Buckeye football is brought to you statewide by Encova Insurance and by the Ohio Kubota dealers on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield. And brought to you locally by State Farm, your Central Ohio Toyota dealers, and by the Diamond Cellar on your home of the Buckeyes. Live and local weekdays beginning at 6 a.m. with T-Bone and Tybus on the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Around here, it's all or nothing, and Toyota has more all-wheel drive choices than anybody, like the family-size Highlander and the bigger, more powerful Grand Highlander. Now through November 3rd, get a new 25 Highlander or Grand Highlander with 4.75 APR financing. Or you can get 5.75 APR financing on hybrid models with approved credit through TFS. Plus, you get 2 years no-cost maintenance. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
For over 37 years, Buckeye Nation has known Hyde Park Prime Steakhouse for serving the best steaks in the city. Our thick-cut, aged steaks are a staple in Columbus, with 3 locations in Upper Arlington, Dublin, and downtown. And just like the Buckeyes, we strive for excellence and an experience like no other. Hyde Park is proud to introduce the newly added wine room at our downtown Columbus location, where a new elegance in dining surrounds you, creating the ideal setting for any occasion or the perfect night out. Hyde Park is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
Buckeye fans expect a certain standard. That's true of the food they share on game day too, which is why Giant Eagle is always part of the game plan. With fresh, high-quality food and everyday savings, it's easy to tailgate like a champ or feed the ravenous fans at home. For long touchdown runs and effortless grocery runs, Giant Eagle is here. Giant Eagle, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Tonight's broadcast is presented by Safelite, your auto glass experts. It's Ohio State hosting Minnesota on homecoming night, and the starting lineups are presented by the American Dairy Association Mideast. Chocolate milk has 8 grams of protein with the power to fuel everyone, including Ohio State quarterback Tavian St. Clair. He's built like a Buckeye, and you can be too. Learn more at ohiostatebuckeyes.com/built-like-a-Buckeye. The Minnesota offense will be led by redshirt freshman quarterback Drake Lindsey. Darius Taylor expected to start at tailback. Wide receivers, Lamecki Brockington, Jalen Smith, and Javon Tracy. Jamison Gears is the first of their tight end group. On the offensive line, Ashton Beers at center. Marcellus Marshall and Greg Johnson, the guards. Dylan Ray and Nathan Roy are the tackles. The Ohio State defense opposite them. On the line, Caden Curry, Caden McDonald, Taiwan Malone, and Kenyatta Jackson. Linebackers are Sonny Styles and Arvell Reese. In the secondary, Davis and Igbinosun, Caleb Downs, Lorenzo Styles, Jalen McClain, and Jermaine Matthews. The Ohio State offense will be led by quarterback Julian Sand, with a trio of running backs to get work: Bo Jackson, C.J. Donaldson, and James Peoples. Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate, Brandon Innes, the lead receivers. Whole bunch of tight ends: Max Clare, Will Kazmarek, the 2 main ones. On the line, Carson Hinsman at center, Luke Montgomery, Tegra Shabola at guards, Austin Saraveld and Philip Daniels are the tackles. On the Minnesota defensive line, Anthony Smith, Devin Eastern, Jalen Logan Redding, and Jackson Howard. The linebackers, Devin Williams and Maverick Barnowski. In the secondary, John Nestor, Coy Parrish, Kerry Brown, Aiden Gooseby, and Zaquan Bryan. Coming up, coin toss and opening kick. You're listening to the home of the Buckeyes.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance and their local independent agents are prepared for what's next and protect what matters most to you. Whether that's your home, car, business, or family, Encova's got your back with a policy that fits you perfectly. With local independent agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova's playbook is an easy win for your peace of mind. You can trust their team of agents to develop a strategy that's just right for you. And it's not just X's and O's. Your expert agent will guide you and provide insurance solutions so you can confidently manage your risk and count on a financially secure future. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you. Encova is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
This week on Sports News, football's newest star ain't no rookie, it's DirecTV. They make it easy to find your pro and college teams across live TV and streaming apps so you never miss a moment. And with access to your game stats and scores in one place, it's good. It's DirecTV like you've never seen it. Visit DirecTV.com today. DirecTV is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Internet-connected Gemini device and separate subscriptions required. New residential customers auto-renews monthly. Cancel anytime. Equipment lease required. Unreturned device fees apply. Credit card and restrictions apply.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Welcome inside the Union Home Mortgage broadcast booth, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Learn about their 1% down payment program at UHM.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 2229. Undefeated and number 1 Ohio State hosting 3-1 Minnesota. The keys to the game. Brought to you by DirecTV, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Stream the Buckeyes satellite free on DirecTV. Visit DirecTV.com today to learn more, Jim.
Well, the first key is starting fast. Ohio State last week didn't start fast. A little bit slow there in that first half. Obviously, with the turnover, that made it a little bit slower. Got to start fast tonight. Second thing, special teams. That leads into it. You got to take care of the football on our punt returns. Now, we did do a great job on the fake field goal. Our team with defense was ready for that. We have to do a better job on our kickoff and punt coverage. Final key is rushing attack. Now, we're averaging 181 yards a game. People are like, why are you going to have it? We got to do a little bit better. You know why? Because we do so much play action. Last week we had 12 play-action passes, and those play-action passes don't work unless you have a running game behind it.
Understand. Well, they're getting ready for the coin toss for tonight's homecoming game. Down on the field to Tyler Danberg.
Ohio State's captains Caleb Downs, Austin Sherveld, Sonny Styles, Brandon Innes. The lone captain for Minnesota is Derek LeCaptain. Mark Krasinski is our referee representing the Big Ten. He's got our coin toss. Let's listen in.
That's the head. The eagle is tails. Tails. Heads. Minnesota, you're the visitor. You want heads or tails? He called tail. Tails. The call's tails. And it is a tail. Minnesota wins the toss. Minnesota chooses to receive. Which end? You're going to kick that way.
Minnesota won the toss. They'll have ball to start off the game. Buckeyes will kick off towards the south goal.
All right, Tyler, each Buckeye defensive third down this half brought to you by Corson Fire and Security. Protecting life and property since 1946. From knowledgeable salespeople to highly trained technicians, Corson provides the very best fire protection and security solutions to businesses throughout Ohio. Learn more at Corson.com. The game time temperature tonight brought to you by Atlas Butler, 79 degrees. Atlas Butler, proud to serve Central Ohio for over 100 years. Their technicians are scheduled day and night, 7 days a week, including holidays. And since Atlas Butler is always open, you never pay any after-hour service fees for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing needs. Call 1-800-FURNACE. This is a series that Ohio State has dominated. They lead it 47-7. They have a 24-3 advantage here in Columbus, not having lost to the Gophers since 2000. The Buckeyes have 13 consecutive victories. It's been a couple of decades or more since they've even lost a game in Minneapolis.
Yeah, I can remember
stadiums ago.
I can remember that 2000 game. That was unbelievable.
Ron Johnson, he just was a nightmare to the Ohio State secondary.
We had 3 interceptions in that game, too. And then 1981, the last game ever, Memorial Stadium, was my freshman year. Yeah, well, Mike Honesty threw for, I think, 60-some times in that ball game. Beat us right there at the end.
When they were running the run and shoot under Smokey Joe Salem. And Tim Salem, his son, a former Ohio State assistant, was the backup and eventually became the starting quarterback there.
We remember him as assistant coach breaking the press box window.
Yes, the old press box. Well, Minnesota will have their all-purpose everything. Coy Parrish, an all-Big Ten performer, is a freshman last year. He'll be their deep returner along with Derek LeCaptain, while Jaden Fielding will kick off. Fielding has 18 touchbacks on the season, 2 of them last week at Husky Stadium.
Yeah, and against Parrish should be a good idea to keep kicking it deep, get those touchbacks.
Well, you have to covet every chance for a home game because there's only one here in the month of October.
Season's going by quick, right?
It is.
Game 5, 4th game here at home.
Buckeyes after this game will be on the road for 2 in a row at Illinois and at Wisconsin, and then their second bye week before they host Penn State, who lost today at UCLA.
How about that?
Surprise of the day.
A lot of points given up there. 42 points.
They had a chance but couldn't get it. Tim Skipper, the interim head coach at UCLA, and Jerry Neuheisel, their new play caller, got things going. Well, the Buckeyes will be kicking from left to right as you may listen to it on your digital radio. It is from the closed north end of the stadium to the south end, and the smoke from the pyrotechnics is still drifting around the horseshoe.
The smell of sulfur.
Yes. Fielding approaches the ball, puts his foot to it, and gets it in the air to start the day. Coy Parrish will make the catch at the 6. He waved for a fair catch. So the Minnesota offense averaging 405 total yards, but they only rushed for 35 yards last week in their win over Rutgers. Drake Lindsey, redshirt freshman quarterback from Fayetteville, Arkansas, 65% completions, 958 yards, 7 touchdowns, 2 picks. He had a career high 31 for 41, 324, and 3 TDs last week. And Darius Taylor, who has missed the last 2 games because of a hamstring injury, will open a tailback. Ohio State removes Lorenzo Styles as the extra defensive back, and they put Peyton Pierce in as an additional linebacker. 1st and 10 Gophers with the ball at their own 25. Drake Lindsey will work under his center, Ashton Beers. Single setback is Darius Taylor. Now Lindsey steps away, and we get a timeout called by Minnesota on the first play of the game. Do you ever remember that, Jim?
Never.
And listen to the crowd whooping it up over that.
They get a Buckeye lead for that.
They must. Maybe more than one they should. We will also point out that the new tradition of ringing the bell to get the game started, well, the bell was rung tonight by Michael Redd, former Ohio State basketball player, helped the Buckeyes to the 1999 Final Four. He also was an Olympic gold medal winner after his lengthy career that started with the Milwaukee Bucks. And if anybody's ever met Michael Redd, you know it. You won't meet a nicer young man.
Well, he's got that, what you used to say, the Pepsodent smile.
Yeah, yes, that's a good description of it, Jim. But the crowd getting after it again. 1st and 10, Minnesota at their own 25. Anticipating the opening snap of the game. Drake Lindsey under center, Ashton Beers. Darius Taylor, the single setback. Tight end motioning from left to right. Lindsey sets up to pass from his 15-yard line. He'll throw out on the left flat, and it's caught by the tight end who gets stumped at his own 29-yard line. Davison Igbinosun with a stop of tight end Frank Bierman coming up the left side.
That's his second reception of the year for Bierman. He's a tight end and a fullback, and that time because they had so many tight ends in the ball game, you saw Peyton Pierce in the ball game. Now Lorenzo Styles is going to be in the game with a few more receivers in the huddle for Minnesota.
And now Fame Ijiboy will come in at tailback for Minnesota. 2nd and 5 Gophers with the ball placed at their own 30-yard line. Drake Lindsey will work in the shotgun. Ijiboy is off his right-hand hip. 3 receiver package with a couple of tight ends. Now one of the receivers is moving in motion, Javon Tracy from right to left. Snap to Drake Lindsey. Back to throw. Quick toss, middle of the field caught, and the receiver, Jalen Smith, is dumped around the Minnesota 32-yard line by safety Caleb Downs.
First
it is
down.
enough for the first down.
Yep, they had to get to the 35, and that's exactly where they're going to spot that football after that 4 or 5 yard catch there by the receiver.
Smith coming off a career-high 103 yards and a touchdown last week against Rutgers. So the Gophers move the sticks to their own 35-yard line here in the opening drive of the football game. Out of the huddle, Javon Tracy, who played last year at Miami, Ohio, will go wide right. Lamecki Brockington flank left. Ijiboy in the backfield to the left of quarterback Drake Lindsey. First down Minnesota from their own 35-yard line. Opening possession of the football game. Lindsey gets the snap. Hands to Ijiboy. Started up the middle, swings it to the left, and Igbinosun in the corner will drop him around the Minnesota 36-yard line. Davison Igbinosun with a couple of quick tackles.
Yeah, he's got 2. And, you know, he came into this ball game with 19 tackles. He's now got 21, 2 on this drive so far.
Cam Davis will come in at tailback, a transfer from Washington where he played in 41 games. So it is 2nd and 9 Gophers at their own 36-yard line. These two teams met last 2 years ago right here in Columbus. Jalen Smith is flanked to the left, 2 wide to the right. Now one of them, Tracy, will move from right to left. Cam Davis in the backfield with quarterback Drake Lindsey, who's in the shotgun. Davis will move from left to right of the quarterback, and Lindsey, the quarterback, looks to toss. Middle of the field throws, and it's caught Jalen Smith, and linebacker Peyton Pierce will wrap him up and drop him around the Minnesota 38-yard line, bringing up a course in 3rd down.
Yeah, a little work to do here in this 3rd down. It's a good first 2 downs for Ohio State's defense. Gets them into this 3rd and 5. Had a little pressure applied late there by number 97, Kenyatta Jackson Jr.
So the ball marked at the 40. They gave him a favorable spot to get that 3rd and 5. 12 and a half to play, first quarter. This is the opening possession of the game. Minnesota will send Logan Loya wide to the right along with Lamecki Brockington and tight end Jamison Gears. 2 wide come to the left. leaving quarterback Drake Lindsey alone in the backfield. 3rd and 5, Minnesota working from their own 40-yard line here in a scoreless first quarter. Buckeyes beef up the defensive line. Lindsey in the shotgun, signaling with his hands, gets the snap, drops back to throw, quick toss left side, caught, and the receiver Taylor is dumped to the Minnesota 46. That should be enough for the first down. The stop is made by linebacker Sonny Styles, but the chains will move for the Gophers.
Yeah, just a quick slant route there by Taylor. He's had 70 receptions coming into this ball game, so add another one for him. He's rushed for 1,950-some yards, so he's almost 2,000 as a career rusher. Multi-purpose back.
1st and 10, Minnesota at their own 46-yard line. Coming in now is Kenrick Lanier as the wide receiver, going out wide right. Gears and Brockington wide left. Lindsey in a shotgun, and he's got Ejiboy in the backfield with him as now Drake Lindsey changes the play. Center Ashton Beers over the ball. 1st and 10, Gophers at their own 46. Out of the shotgun, Lindsey with the ball, feeds it Ejiboy, and he moves up to the line of scrimmage and is tackled right at that point, right around the Minnesota 46 by defensive end Caden Curry of Ohio State.
That might be a small tackle for loss, maybe an inch or two behind, but Caden Curry, again, picking up where he left off last week, crashing down, working against the right tackle, crashed into the inside, found the back, and took him down to the ground.
He won 4 Defensive Player of the Week awards after that 11 tackle, 3 sack, 5 TFL game. 2nd and 10, Gophers at their own 46-yard line. Brockington goes wide to the right. Gears comes wide to the left with Tracy. Single setback is Femi Ejiboy, with quarterback Drake Lindsey under center. Lindsey barks out the call with a tight end motioning behind him, and Lindsey back to throw. He sets up, looks from his 39-yard line, arches a pass down the right side, and it is caught, and the receiver is dumped at the Ohio State 29-yard line. Jamison Gears knocked down after getting a big first down by safety Lorenzo Styles.
Buckeyes only rushed 3 there, so Lindsey had all day to throw, and he found that open receiver right in the middle of the field, threw a perfect pass. Gophers have a nice drive going.
Jamison Gears with his 11th catch of the year, and you're right, a nice drive with 10:10 to play first quarter. 1st and 10, Minnesota at the 29 of Ohio State. Gears, who made that catch, it's Bibber who goes wide to the right, along with Jalen Smith. Wide to the left is Brockington. Now Bibber, a Purdue transfer, motion, snap to Lindsey, looks to throw, fires up the left side, caught at the Ohio State 19. Lemeki Brockington is dragged out of bounds by corner Davison Igbinosan for picking up that catch. And the Gophers are inside the Buckeye 20-yard line. Time to defend the shoe, brought to you by Androl.
Yeah, they're going to spot that right at the 20, so 2nd and short now for the Gophers. I wouldn't be surprised if they take a shot here for the end zone.
Brockington is a senior who broke his leg in 2023, but has come back to continue playing some fairly good football.
15 receptions coming into the ball game.
Tracy goes wide to the right. Bibber comes wide to the left with Smith, and Drake Lindsey under center with Darius Taylor behind him at tight end. First down, Minnesota working at the Ohio State 19. Lindsey with a play fake, looks to throw, shoots it up the left side, caught at the Ohio State 10, but they'll say incomplete because the catch was made out of bounds by the receiver Jalen Smith, covered by corner Davison Igbinosan, brings up a 3rd down.
Well, 3rd and short here. Let's see what Ohio State decides to do. Will they try to apply some pressure? Looks like Minnesota is getting maybe a heavy package in the ballgame, adding a few tight ends to this formation.
It is a course in 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. Gophers at the Buckeye 20-yard line. They sent in some extra tight ends. Bierman and Bibber and Gears, I believe, are all part of it.
The ruling on the previous play was an incomplete pass. The play is under further review.
Well, and this official review is brought to you by AAA. Become a AAA Buckeye MVP member today at AAA.com/Buckeyes. So, trying to determine whether or not the catch by Brockington was inbounds or out of bounds. Or was that Brockington or Smith? Excuse me.
Smith.
Okay.
Yeah, they might have a foot in. We'll have to check.
No score with a whole total of 9 minutes and 16 seconds to play here in the first quarter.
Yeah, it looks like he might have a foot in bounce there. So that would be a first down.
Jalen Smith, the redshirt freshman from Mankato, Minnesota, with that grab, making it in front of corner Davison Igbinosan. And you mentioned the Gophers were paltry on the run, but last week they passed for 324 yards, all of it by the work of quarterback Drake Lindsey.
Yeah, they're averaging 261 yards per game, 405 total offense, 144 on the ground so far. But last week was a big week throwing the football.
And they've protected fairly well. 7 sacks they've given up on the year. So Jalen Smith with that catch coming up the left side of the field, and Minnesota
After review, it is a catch at the sideline. It'll be 1st and goal at the 10-yard line.
Wow. So a favorable review and decision for the Gophers, who've taken the opening kickoff of the game, and they've marched down here to where it's 1st and goal at the Ohio State 10. Darius Taylor will be a tailback. Javon Tracy wide to the right. Jalen Smith, who had that catch wide left. 2 tight ends on the right side of the line. Pierce Walsh is one of them, and the other, I believe, is Jamison Gears. Lindsey under center. 1st and goal, Gophers at the Buckeye 10. And now rolling to his right to throw is Lindsey. Looks back to the left, shoots that one up the left side and throws it out of bounds well over the tight end at the 5-yard line. Pierce Walsh, who was covered over there by safety Caleb Downs.
First 4 games of the year, the Buckeyes have yet to allow a red zone touchdown, so this might be the first one of the year, unless the Buckeye defense can stiffen up here and force a field goal attempt.
They've only allowed 2 touchdowns in the year, and they're both through the air. So 2nd and goal, Minnesota at the Ohio State 10. 2 tight ends, Gears and Bibber on the line to the right. Brockington is wide right. Wide to the left is Tracy. And Femi Ijaboy, the single setback. Lindsey under center. 2nd and goal, Gophers at the Buckeye 10-yard line. Lindsey gets the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls to his right to throw. He's at the 20, shoots it upfield, caught by Brockington. He's dumped at the 10-yard line by safety Lorenzo Stiles, the nickelback, who brings him down, brings up a course and 3rd down.
Caden Curry came inside there and realized the quarterback, Lindsey, was rolling out to his right, did a spin move, pivoted, was able to get back outside and contain that.
So 3rd and goal, Minnesota at the Ohio State 9-yard line. Buckeyes get Devin Sanchez into the defensive secondary. Minnesota huddled up around quarterback Drake Lindsey. Smith and Brockington will go wide to the right. Tracy wide left. Single tight end on the left side of the line, and in this backfield is Cam Davis next to quarterback Drake Lindsey. 3rd and goal, Gophers of the Ohio State 9. Lindsey in the shotgun, gets the ball in his hands, looks to throw, pressure coming. Lindsey now scooting out to the right side, throws where it is dropped at the 3-yard line by Javon Tracy. He was covered by Devin Sanchez, corner. 4th down, Gophers will try for a field goal.
Well, good defensive stop there. Again, once they got in the red zone, this defense for Ohio State was able to stiffen up. Held them 3 plays without really gaining a yard now. They send out their field goal kicker to see if he can put it through the uprights.
That'll be a 27-yard try for Brady Denneberg, who is 5 for 7 on the year. Alan Sukup is the snapper, and the holder is Tom Weston. This will be a 27-yard field goal try for Minnesota. Sukup snaps it. Weston puts it down. Denneberg with a kick. It's in the air, and Denneberg knocks it through the uprights to give Minnesota the first score of the game. Buckeye football is brought to you in part by Encova Insurance for auto and home, encircling you with solutions you can trust. Encova, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Timeout with 8:05 to play first quarter. 3-0 Minnesota leading Ohio State. Today's broadcast is presented by Safe Flat Auto Glass. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Hey, Buckeye fans! As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
When you're here, you understand what it means to be a Buckeye. And at Elk & Elk, we're proud to wear scarlet and gray every Saturday. Every client, every day, means if you're ever injured, we're proud to stand with you in court. And when you're here at the shoe, we're proud to stand with you and cheer on the Buckeyes.
Whether we're here at the big game or in court, we are committed to you.
Elk & Elk, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with low prices in every aisle. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our low prices. Kroger shoppers never compromise. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Today's broadcast is presented by Safe Light Auto Glass.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Each first down that Ohio State picks up tonight is brought to you by Kroger. A reminder that Kroger Pickup is the easy way to get what you want right when you need it. Try Kroger Pickup today in the Kroger app or at Kroger.com. Brady Denneberg, a 27-yard field goal for Minnesota to give the Gophers the first score of the game. 3-0 Minnesota leading 8:05 to play first quarter. Down on the field to Tyler Daneberg.
Ohio State All-American safety Caleb Downs is known affectionately by his teammates as Coach Downs, and we saw Coach Downs in effect. He went from position group to position group on defense. He went over to the defensive lineman and said, "That's their best play," referring to Minnesota's first drive, guys.
Well, Brady Denneberg, who booted that field goal, will be the kickoff man. That was his 6th made field goal in 8 tries on the season. A transfer from Syracuse.
Well, Lindsey was 8 of 10 for 65 yards. They only had 1 yard rushing on that drive.
Brandon Innes and Lorenzo Stiles back to await the kickoff from right-footed Brady Denneberg. A line drive kick that will go into the end zone and out for a touchback. Julian Sayin, 78% completions, 987 yards, 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Number 1 in the nation in completion percentage. Number 4 in the nation in quarterback rating. He will bring the Ohio State offense out onto the field at their 25-yard line.
Same starting lineup as they had in week 1. So no changes there on that offensive line.
And it looks like, Jim, the starting tailback is going to be freshman Bo Jackson.
Let's see if Ohio State increases their tempo here a little bit on this drive.
So they'll huddle up around Sayin, the second-year quarterback out of Carlsbad, California. Out of the line they come. Sayin in a shotgun. Jackson off his left-hand hip. 3 receivers that are eligible off the line to the right. One of them moving in motion. Snap to Sayin. Back to pass. Looking, fires now where it's caught by Carnell Tate at the 30-yard line, and he is run down and tackled by corner John Nestor at the Ohio State 30.
Gain of 7 on that quick hitter to Carnell Tate. Julian Sayin was looking right at him the whole time and was able to get that completion, and they are right back to the line of scrimmage.
Yes, they are. Which is, well, they're adjusting it.
No, gain of 8.
Yeah, they gave him more than what it looked like it was going to be. Ball at the 33 of Ohio State. We're at 2nd and 2. Snap to Julian Sayin. Hands it off. Bo Jackson running left side. He runs into the arms of one defender. He'll drop him at about the Ohio State 43-yard line. Devin Williams, linebacker, brings him down. That's a first-down pickup presented by Kroger.
Nice block from the tight end, number 86, Max Clare, as they ran to the left side behind Austin Saraville and Luke Montgomery.
Jackson, 17 carries, 80 yards and a catch last week in Washington. 1st and 10, Ohio State at their own 43-yard line. With 7:10 to play here in the first quarter, Buckeyes trailing 3-0. Pistol formation in the backfield. Quarterback Julian Sayin with his arms stretched out towards center Carson Hinsman. As tailback Bo Jackson right behind him. And the feed will go to Jackson. Swinging it to the left, and Jackson drives over a defender and goes down at the 48-yard line on the Ohio State side. Corner Zaquan Bryan will get credit for the stop, but he might have some bruises from the way Jackson ran into him.
That was a speed bump right there.
It was, and the Buckeyes are going to get right on the ball. 2nd and 5 at their own 48-yard line. Sayin in a shotgun, gets a quick snap, sets up from his 41, throws out on the right side where it is caught. Jeremiah Smith tackled at the 39 of Minnesota by safety Darius Green. That's another first down for the Buckeyes.
Julian Sayin's playing fast and operating at a high level here early on. Let's see if he can continue it on this drive.
Jeremiah Smith with his 29th catch of the year. He's had 3 consecutive games with a TD catch. 1st and 10, Ohio State at the Gopher 39-yard line. Jeremiah Smith will go wide to the left with Carnell Tate. 2 tight ends on the right side, Claire and Kaz Merrick. Now Tate will motion around in the backfield. An I formation to the right-hand side of quarterback Julian Sayin. Gets the snap, Sayin, hands it Bo Jackson, and Jackson going up the middle. He's going to be put on the ground around the Minnesota 37-yard line by defensive end Jackson Howard.
Yeah, I think it's the first time we saw that formation with Carnell Tate in the backfield as almost a tailback, and Bo Jackson would be almost like a fullback. We got an injured player from Minnesota down.
And it is Maverick Baranowski, linebacker, who is now up and walking toward the sideline. 5:47 to play here in the first quarter at Ohio Stadium. Minnesota has a 3-0 lead thanks to a 27-yard Brady Denneberg field goal on the opening drive of the game.
Yeah, Baranowski's helmet kind of came off there, and Coach Fleck checked with him. He appears to be okay as he walks over the sidelines.
He does, but because of just what you said, Jim, with the helmet, he's got to be out for a play. So 2nd and 8, Ohio State at Minnesota's 37-yard line. Out of the huddle come the Buckeyes. With Carnell Tate wide left, Jeremiah Smith wide right, tight end Max Clare on the right side of the line, tight end Will Kazmarek on the left. And Bo Jackson remains in the backfield next to quarterback Julian Sayin, who gets the snap. Sayin fakes the handoff, pressure coming. He'll loft that one down the right sideline. Jeremiah Smith incomplete at the 5-yard line as Smith was run into by corner John Nestor, who broke up that play nicely.
Well, good blitz pickup there by Bo Jackson, number 25. Gave Julian Sayin an opportunity to go down the sideline towards Jeremiah Smith. Ball might have been just a touch underthrown. Defender was right there to knock it away.
He certainly was. So 3rd and 9. Ohio State at the 38 of Minnesota. 5.5 to play first quarter. 3-0 Gophers leading. Brandon Innes, Jeremiah Smith wide left. Carnell Tate, Max Clare wide right. And the snap to quarterback Julian Sands. Sets up near the 50. Hit while throwing it out on the left side. It's caught by Carnell Tate. He'll stumble and fall down at the Minnesota 34-yard line. Nestor was the corner that was approaching him, but the balance was lost before the tackle could be made.
Well, let's see. Kind of in no man's land. The ball's at the 35. They're going to know. They're going to go ahead and send out Jaden Fielding for a field goal attempt here.
Well, his career long came against Minnesota 2 years ago in this stadium, a 47-yarder. This is going to be a 53-yard field goal try. John Furman is the long snapper. Joe McGuire is the holder. As the Buckeyes now have somebody running on late, Tegra Shabola on the offensive line. 4th and 6, the down and distance. Furman will snap it from the Minnesota 35-yard line.
Might need a timeout here.
And I think that's just what's going to happen, Jim. Minnesota had a player run off late.
Timeout. Ohio State, their first of the half. 30-second timeout.
Gophers might have had one too many players out there.
Well, both teams called a timeout early. That time it looked like maybe Tegra Shabola didn't get the message that they were kicking a field goal. As he was running off, they had to run him back on the field. And by the time he got in that up to the line of scrimmage, there was like 8 seconds left.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Always and forever your Ohio State flagship station.
WBNS FM HD1 Columbus.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Well, ostensibly, Jaden Fielding lining up to kick what would be a career-long 53-yard field goal. His previous career high, as we mentioned, was 47 against these same Gophers. His long of the year this year is 38. So the snap from John Furman will come from the Minnesota 35. Joe McGuire is set to put it down to the Gopher 43-yard line. Furman in position. The lines are set. Fielding in position as well. And Furman frozen over the ball. Snaps it. McGuire puts it down. Kick for Fielding for a 53-yard field goal try. In the air, headed to the uprights, and that one is no good. Missed it to the left. So it remains 3-0. Minnesota with a lead over Ohio State. 4:38 to play here in the first quarter. Score perks on Game Day Essentials all season long at Giant Eagle. A reminder, the Giant Eagle is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Timeout on the field with Minnesota leading Ohio State 3-0. 4:38 left in the first. Tonight's broadcast presented by Safe Lot Auto Glass. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Kohl's Friends and Family Sale is so good, you'll want to put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Yep, the only thing you're picking up is deals. Now through Sunday, take an extra 20% off all your fall favorites. From soft throws to slow cookers, warm flannels to cozy cardigans. Plus, earn $10 Kohl's cash for every $50 spent. So
Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safelite Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile glass shops all over Central Ohio. They can come to you anywhere, giving Buckeye fans more time for game time. OH? Man.
Do you have questions about Medicare? Let us help. Aetna has Medicare Advantage plans that include prescription drug coverage with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, plans include benefits for your whole health, like dental, vision, and hearing. Call Aetna today at 1-888-76-AETNA to learn more. There's no obligation to enroll. One of our licensed agents will answer your call and help you pick the right plan for you. Aetna Medicare is an HMO.
Today's broadcast is presented by
Buckeye fans, every time that Minnesota gets inside the Buckeye 20-yard line, it's time to defend the shoe. Brought to you by Andrel, an official sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, who knows a thing or two about American defense. Jaden Fielding misses a 53-yard field goal try for Ohio State, so Minnesota's lead remains 3-0 with 4:38 to play in the first quarter. Down on the field to Tyler Danberg.
Paul, a matchup to watch throughout the rest of this game is Ohio State receiver Carnell Tate against Minnesota defensive back John Nestor. Those two went to high school together at Marist High School in Chicago, along with fellow Buckeye wideout Nolan Baudo, and they embraced the two, Tate and Nestor, after Tate's first catch on the most previous drive.
And that, by the way, Tyler, since you brought it up, extends Carnell Tate's catch streak to 33 games in a row, which is the 6th longest in the nation.
Yeah, he's been pretty steady.
I'd say so.
86 now for his career. 8 touchdowns.
And who can forget the game he had in Chicago against Northwestern in his hometown at Wrigley Field, where he caught a couple of TDs. Well, missed 53-yard field goal try, so Minnesota with the ball for the second time tonight. They have scored on a 27-yard Brady Denneberg field goal. You see what the problem is, Skip? Denneberg and Danberg.
Let's see if we can get some pass rush this series.
4:38 to play first quarter. 3-0 Minnesota the lead, and the Gophers with the ball. First and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Cam Davis is in the backfield next to quarterback Drake Lindsey, who works out of a shotgun. Jalen Smith motioning from right to left, one of the receivers. Snap to Lindsey. He's back at his 28 with pressure coming. Hit while throwing it. It's incomplete as defensive end Kenyatta Jackson came from his blind side and hit Lindsey while he threw the ball, and Jackson is slow to get up.
Incomplete pass.
Usually it's the other guy that gets the business end of that. But Kenyatta Jackson, senior defensive end out of Hollywood, Florida, has rolled over on his back, and he's not in a good way.
Now he was on his stomach there, laying down, and then rolled over on his back, so it's probably not a spine injury if he can roll like that.
No, but he forced the incomplete pass with that pressure. Kenyatta Jackson, who had a sack, his only tackle last week at Husky Stadium, but he has now drawn the attention of Ohio State's medical staff, and we'll get a timeout here on the field. With a total of 4:32 to play in the first quarter, 3-0 Minnesota leading. Tonight's broadcast presented by Safe Light Auto Glass. This is Buckeye Football from Learfield.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more reliability and versatility built in. Like Kubota BX and L-Series compact tractors that get the job done right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Visit your local Kubota dealer for a demo today.
Find your local Kubota dealer at BuckeyeKubotaDealers.com.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
He's at the 10, the 5, touchdown! This is what the Buckeyes train so hard for.
Just like Valvoline Instant Oil Change, their techs train like pros to deliver expert service every time.
Wait, are we talking about football or oil changes?
Both. Whether it's the Buckeyes on the field or your car in the bay, it's all about preparation and precision.
Can't argue with that.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Visit VIOC.com/Buckeyes today.
Kohl's Friends and Family Sale is so good, you'll want to put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Yep, the only thing you're picking up is deals. Now through Sunday, take an extra 20% off all your fall favorites. From soft throws to slow cookers, warm flannels to cozy cardigans. Plus, earn $10 Kohl's cash for every $50 spent. So go ahead, let those notifications wait, because these prices won't. Select styles, some exclusions apply. 20% offer ends October 5th. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Today's broadcast is presented by Safe Light Auto Glass.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Stay safe this season and make a plan for a safe ride home. If you drive drunk, you will be caught and you will be arrested. Drive sober or get pulled over. Funded by the Ohio Traffic Safety Office and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. 4:32 to play first quarter. Minnesota 3, Ohio State nothing. Down on the field to Tyler Danberg.
Kenyatta Jackson Jr. was walked off by Ohio State medical personnel into the red medical tent. When they brought him back up off his feet, he was losing balance slightly, but he was able to regain his own power, walked off under his own power. Larry Johnson, longtime defensive line coach, was the first guy to check on him outside of the medical personnel. He takes good leadership of his guys.
Bo Atkinson will replace him at defensive end. 2nd and 10, Minnesota with the ball after that incompletion at their own 35-yard line. Drake Lindsey is okay after that collision. He sets up in a shotgun to receive the snap. Ejeboy is the tailback. It's just off his right-hand hip. Snap to Lindsey. Back to pass quickly. Throws middle of the field and threw it behind. The intended receiver at the 39-yard line. Safety Caleb Downs was covering Jamison Gears, who'd not turned to look for the football, and it brings up a course and 3rd down.
Yeah, Lindsey must have been hearing or feeling the pressure there. Decided to get rid of it before his tight end was able to come out of that break there. Caden Downs, though, was right there to make sure that wasn't going to be a completion.
So 3rd and 10, Minnesota at their own 35-yard line. Out of the huddle they come. Javon Tracy will go wide to the right. Lamecki Brockington and Jalen Smith come wide to the left. Also, Cam Davis, who is a tailback, he'll come left, leaving 3 receivers there. And a tight end, Drew Bibber, is wide to the right. 3rd and 10, Minnesota, there on 35. Quarterback Drake Lindsey giving instructions to his offensive lineman. Drops back into a shotgun on 3rd down. Ashton Beers, the center, ready with the football. Lindsey calling for him to snap. He finally does, but we get a stoppage. Was there a flag drop?
Delay game.
All right. I didn't see the flag, but I just assumed that.
Before the play clock expired, timeout.
That's why we didn't see a flag.
I
didn't think I saw a flag out there.
30-second timeout.
So, what's that do to their timeout situation there, Jim?
They got 1 left, Paul.
Wow. Because they took one before they ever snapped the ball on the first play of scrimmage.
Yeah. Before the first play of the scrimmage, they took one. Yeah, he was really asking for the ball. The quarterback, Drake Lindsey, and center, Ashton Beers, was not going to snap it.
Wasn't paying attention. Well, Lindsey, who spent last year as a backup to Max Brosmer, a 1-year starter at Minnesota after he transferred from Ryan Day's alma mater, New Hampshire. So 4:28 to play, first quarter, 3-0 Minnesota leading. Gophers 3rd and 10 to their own 35.
Gotta like that center's name, though, Ashton Beers.
I thought you might. You're not alone. By the way, everything's set in the parking lot for afterwards.
Oh, good.
Drake Lindsey. No setback. He's in the backfield all by himself. Lamecki Brockington will motion to the backfield now. Go back out wide to the left. Minnesota 3rd down from their own 35. Lindsey set to pass, stumps the screen left side. Caught by Brockington, curls to his own 40, and he's tracked down and stopped at the Minnesota 43 by linebacker Sonny Styles. Just a bit shy of a first down.
It's going to be 4th and 2, and the Gophers are sending out their punt team.
Yes, they are.
Ohio State's going to play punt return safe, which means they keep their defense out there. Returner Brandon Ennis will probably fair catch this, and with really no blocking up here. They just want to make sure they don't do a fake punt here.
Tom Weston averaging 42.5 per punt, a sophomore from where else but Australia. Alan Sukup is the snapper, snapping it from the 42. Head high to Weston, puts it in the air with the right foot. Brandon Ennis drifting to his left, watching that ball come down out of bounds around the 4-yard line. So Ohio State will have a big piece of grass to navigate. Timeout with 3:41 to play. First quarter, 3-0 Minnesota with a lead. Today's broadcast is presented by Safe Light Auto Glass. This is Buckeye Football from Learfield.
Now, the officials have been talking for quite some time.
All righty, let's see what they have to say.
Upon further review, there is no penalty on the play. However, we have conferred and discovered that Bob, the line judge, has saved a boatload for his kids' college using Ohio's 529 plan. It is tax-free, accepted nationwide. Bob recommends we all go to collegeadvantage.com. First down.
Well, that's not entirely unexpected.
Classic Bob.
Welcome to Evan Williams Bourbon Nation, home of Game Day Spirit, where the rivalries run deep and the bourbon runs deeper. As Game Day's #1 pour, Evan Williams is your go-to for every toast, tailgate, and touchdown this season. Whether you're sipping it neat on the rocks or mixing it up with your favorite cocktail, Evan Williams Bourbon is with you from every play to every pour. Find your bottle at evanwilliams.com and let's make every game count. Evan Williams Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Bardstown, Kentucky, 43 to 45% alcohol by volume, 21 plus. Enjoy responsibly.
The best outcomes for treating cancer come from early detection and early diagnosis.
The James Cancer Diagnostic Center at Ohio State
is designed to provide rapid evaluation and a clear diagnosis.
We are transforming care by giving patients direct access
to cancer experts who study and treat cancer every day.
If you think you have cancer, the choice is clear.
Choose the James Cancer Diagnostic Center.
Today's broadcast is presented by Safe Light Auto Glass.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Buckeye fans, say goodbye to higher rates and hello to savings with a fixed price plan with AEP Energy. Visit AEPenergy.com to get started. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State athletics. 3:41 left in the first quarter here in Columbus. Minnesota with a 3-0 lead over Ohio State. Down on the field to Tyler Danberg.
Kenyatta Jackson Jr., who left the game, went into the red medical tent. He went back out onto the bike, out of the tent, doesn't have his helmet. His status is still uncertain. Now, going into that break, nickelbacker Lorenzo Styles Jr. went into the red medical tent. They were testing the strength in his right wrist. and his right hand just to shake things out. But he's got his helmet back on, and it looks like he's ready to go, guys.
Well, and Ohio State gets what appeared to us up here a favorable spot. The ball's put at their own 9-yard line after that punt by Tom Weston.
Ended up being a 48-yard punt, so Weston had a really nice punt there. And you're right, it looked like it went out around the 4 or 5, but they moved it up to the 9-yard line after the guy in the sideline had a better view than us.
Apparently. Well, Bo Jackson again will get reps at tailback for Ohio State. He's lined up to the left to quarterback Julian Sayin, who's in a shotgun. Jeremiah Smith is flanked out wide to the left. Wide to the right, Brandon Inniss and Carnell Tate. Now Inniss will motion into the backfield. First down, Buckeyes from their own 9 and trailing by a field goal. And Sayin, a quick toss out on the right side, caught at the 12 by Carnell Tate. He'll weave his way to about the 16-yard line, where he's knocked down by safety Kerry Brown.
Barnowski back in the ball game. The linebacker who went out for a play or two is back in there and helped assist on that tackle.
So it'll be 2nd and 3. Ohio State working for their own 16-yard line. Mylan Graham will come in as a wide receiver, joining the huddle.
Like Carnell might have had a helmet issue on that play.
Graham will go wide to the left with Inniss. Smith wide right. Pistol formation with Sayin at quarterback. And Jackson behind him at tailback. Second down, Ohio State at their own 16. Snap to Sayin. Hands it for Bo Jackson. Worms his way up the middle, and he'll gain maybe the 17 or maybe the 18 before linebacker Maverick Baranowski will stop it.
Yeah, got to set up about a 3rd and 1 after that short gain by Bo Jackson there. Ohio State will bring back in Carnell Tate into the ball game. C.J. Donaldson checks in along with another tight end.
Yeah, Donaldson, a running back who last week had a TD run and a TD catch. Transfer out of West Virginia. 3rd and 1, Buckeyes at their own 18-yard line. 3 eligible receivers off the line to the left. Single receiver, Jeremiah Smith to the right. Now Tate will motion into the backfield. Offset eye behind Sayin, who's under center. Hands it off for Donaldson. Bumps off one defender, and another will grab him and stop him. If he's lucky, he'll get the 19. Though we'll have to see where they spot that. There's a big pile of Gophers there. Devin Williams, young man from Dublin Kaufman High School, involved in that tackle.
I think they gave it to him. Let's see here, though.
And the one official signaling for him to move the sticks.
Yep.
And they do.
Oh, no. Well, yeah, they are. It's first.
Yeah. Looks like a little Alphonse Gaston there.
Yeah. Briefly had a 4 up there.
Yeah. So it is 1st and 10. Ohio State at their own 20-yard line with 1:50 to play first quarter. Gophers of Minnesota with a 3-0 lead. Offset I formation to the right of quarterback Julian Sayin, who's in the gun. Sayin looks to throw. He'll off that one up the left side of the field, going for Tate past the 50. Tate runs under it, catches the Minnesota 40, taken down to the Gopher 31-yard line. Carnell Tate ran under that ball before Mike Gerald, defensive back, makes the stop, but a big gain into Gopher territory and a ball to Carnell Tate.
Yeah, 1-on-1 coverage on the outside there, and Ohio State comes back with a play action. Got a good block by C.J. Donaldson. Helped pick up the blitz there. Carnell Tate was 1-on-1 down the Gopher sideline, and Julian Sayin put it on the money.
Mike Gerald, who made that stop, nephew of Rod Gerald, former Ohio State quarterback, and then was shifted to wide receiver.
Gain of 48 on that play.
So 1st and 10 at the Minnesota 33 is where Ohio State will set up shop with under a minute to play first quarter. Brandon Inniss goes wide to the left. Carnell Tate, Jeremiah Smith wide right. Quarterback Julian Sayin gets the snap out of the gun. Quick toss on the right side. Smith has it at the 25 of Minnesota. Races to the 20. Slips a tackler. Gets to the 10, to the 5, and knocked out of bounds at the 3-yard line by defensive back Darius Green. That play, Sayin to Smith, gets the Buckeyes in the Giant Eagle red zone.
Run after catch. Rack. Those extra yards that the receiver gets. Jeremiah Smith did that last week against Washington when he caught a little pass right in the middle of the field. Had some blockers down the field. Got in the end zone. This week, it looked like he might have a shot at the end zone, but gets tackled at the 2.
That's where they spot it. I formation, Nate Roberts and C.J. Donaldson behind quarterback Julian Sayin. Nobody out wide. Extra tight ends. Sayin hands Donaldson over left guard. He'll lunge for the end zone, and they signal touchdown. C.J. Donaldson fought his way into the end zone. Jeff Roberson, linebacker, tried to stop him at the goal line, but Donaldson had too much for him, and Ohio State gets on the board, leading 6-3.
2 big plays in that drive. Obviously, the 48-yarder to Carnell Tate, and then 31 yards to Jeremiah Smith. The final 2 were all running by C.J. Donaldson. He scored in every game except one here for Ohio State.
And he had a deuce last week in Washington.
2 of them.
The ruling on the previous play was a touchdown. The play is under further review.
Meaning he had one on the ground and one on a catch. So as you heard, they were reviewing the play. Well, Jeff Roberson gave every chance to try and make that stop. The official review is brought to you by AAA. Become a AAA Buckeye MVP member today at AAA.com/Buckeyes. So, for the moment, it is an Ohio State touchdown that has given the Buckeyes a 6-3 lead. If it stands for Donaldson, that would be his 4th of the year and would be his 34th career rushing touchdown, combining his time as a Mountaineer at West Virginia. And as we get a look at the replay up on the big scoreboard, his knee may have hit before the ball broke the plane.
I think you're right. I think it's going to be at the 1 yard line, maybe a little bit inside the 1 yard line. 2nd down and goal.
After review, the runner's knee was down with the ball a foot short of the goal line. It'll be 2nd and goal.
And Jim, we've seen Donaldson as the guy they've given the ball to down in those close situations.
Well, they have a lot of faith in what he can do. You know, he's more of a power type back, a little bit bigger than the other backs at Ohio State at 232. Bo Jackson weighs 217. So they feel like that extra 15, 17 pounds is a difference.
So to be 2nd and goal at the Minnesota 1. Nate Roberts, C.J. Donaldson, I formation. 2 tight ends on the right, 1 Kaczmarek on the left. Julian Sain under center, Carson Hinsman. Hands it again, Donaldson, and again left side. He goes into the end zone for the touchdown. So it's a 1 yarder rather than a 2 yarder. Same result. Ohio State ahead 6-3.
Well, we've seen that formation. Ohio State gets their tight ends, gets Nate Roberts in there at fullback. That time, last week we might have missed the hole. This time we didn't miss the hole. Right back in the end zone. Buckeyes pick up their first TD of the ball game.
Took it in the neighborhood of the left guard and the left tackle and pushed it in the end zone and gets their first lead of the night. And the PAT unit is on the field. John Furman, an Arizona State transfer, will snap. Joe McGuire, the Australian punter, will hold. And Jaden Fielding, who unfortunately had a field goal streak snapped with that miss earlier. He had made 8 in a row. He'll try and keep a PAT streak going.
Yeah, notice how we didn't bring that up.
I know. Furman snaps. McGuire puts it down. The kick by Jaden Fielding is up, and it is good for the 7th point. That is his 116th consecutive PAT with that touchdown. That's another donation from the Heartland Bank Community Foundation to the USO of Central and Southern Ohio, benefiting our active duty military personnel and their families. For more information or to support our troops, go to usocso.org and be the force behind the forces. Timeout on the field with the score 7-3. Ohio State ahead of Minnesota with the second quarter now starting to transition into. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium presented by Experience Columbus. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium tours offer a variety of options and pricing. For more information, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com and book your tour. Ohio Stadium Tours, presented by Experience Columbus.
The Donato's Pep Duo Pizza is back, and it brought a pal. The Donato's Pep Duo, loaded with crispy pepperoni and 3 kinds of cheese. Now get a large Pep Duo pizza for just $14.99. Also back, Donato's deliciously dippable pepperoni cheese bread. Now on the $5 Pizza Pals menu for a limited time. More toppings, more flavor, more fun. Donato's, gotta love more.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag BuckeyesCare.
Hear every Buckeye game every year. The Fan.
Today's broadcast is presented by Safe Light Auto Glass.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Back at Ohio Stadium, Skip Mossick with a check of your college football scoreboard. It is brought to you by Encova Insurance. Encova, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Other evening games in the top 25. Second quarter, Texas Tech leads at Houston 22-3. First quarter, Florida State up early against Miami 3-0. And first quarter, Mississippi State up on Texas A&M. Same score, 3-0 there. Finals from earlier today in the top 25. Michigan defeats Wisconsin 24-10. Illinois a winner at Purdue 43-27. UCLA shocks number 7 Penn State 42-37. Washington a big comeback to win at Maryland 24-20. Northwestern over Louisiana Monroe 42-7. And Nebraska defeats Michigan State 38-27. Ohio State 7, Minnesota 3 as we head to the second with the voice of the Buckeyes, Paul Keels.
Thank you, Skip, and welcome back to the Union Home Mortgage broadcast booth, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Learn about their 1% down payment program at UHM.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 2229, and the Buckeyes have that lead thanks to C.J. Donaldson's 1-yard TD run and the point after.
The Ohio State scoring drive, powered by Honda, celebrating over 40 years of manufacturing right here in Ohio. 7 plays, 91 yards, 340 off the clock. Julian Sain, 6 of 7 for 110 yards in that first quarter.
Well, we mentioned he leads the nation in completion percentage coming into the weekend and keeping it the same standard. Derek LeCaptain and Coy Parrish back for Minnesota to await the kick from Jaden Fielding. Coy Parrish is kind of their all-purpose everything. Young man, not only an outstanding football player, but in high school, a great basketball player and a track star. Fielding with a kick for Ohio State. And Coy Parrish is going to let that land in the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, he plays some wide receiver on offense, too.
Yes, he's got 1 catch so far this year. So keep an eye out for him out there. P.J. Fleck has been known to pull some unusual things in his coaching time. Of course, he brought Western Michigan in here a few years ago when he was the head coach of the Broncos from Kalamazoo and lost. Well, Drake Lindsey, redshirt freshman quarterback, will start this set with Darius Taylor behind him at tailback, a junior out of Detroit who is number 20 in career rushing yards for Minnesota. And we know there are some very good Minnesota running backs on that rushing list. One of them just a few doors down, Darrell Thompson.
Very good.
Yes, single receiver right and left as Lindsey works under his center. Gets the snap, hands it off. Darius Taylor slows, then goes straight ahead, and he's going to be knocked down right at about the 26-yard line by Edric Houston, defensive lineman, with help from linebacker Peyton Pierce.
Bo Atkinson in the game for Kenyatta Jackson at defensive end. Kenyatta still got injured on that first series of the ball game. Well, the second series of the ball game after the first play when he's attempting to sack Drake Lindsey, the quarterback.
That forced an incompletion on that.
Yeah.
2nd and 8. Gophers at their own 27-yard line. 14.5 to play second quarter. 7-3. Ohio State leading. Drake Lindsey in the gun. Off his left-hand hip is tailback Darius Taylor. Ohio State loads up the defensive line as if to blitz. Snap to Lindsey. He's back to pass. Setting up at his 17-yard line. Looks and rolls to his left. He's grabbed. He gets out of the hold of Atkinson, but flails the pass incomplete out of bounds. The second defender who almost got him was Edric Houston. Brings up a course and 3rd down.
Well, good pressure applied there. Looked like they were covered well in the back end, so no place for Lindsey to go. And then the pressure defensive line started arriving in Drake Lindsey's lap. He rolled out to his left and just threw it out of bounds towards the Gopher sideline.
3rd and 8, Minnesota at their own 27. Drew Bibber, a Purdue transfer, comes in as a tight end. He will come wide to the left along with Lemeki Brockington and Logan Loya. Jalen Smith is wide to the left. Those others are wide to the right. On 3rd down, Minnesota working with their own 27-yard line. And Drake Lindsey in the gun. He's got Cam Davis in the backfield with him. Lindsey to toss with some pressure coming. Lindsey throws up the left side. Incomplete for Bibber. Broken up by Lorenzo Styles. Nickelback right around the Minnesota 27-yard line.
Pressure applied by number 8, Arvell Reese. Came on a little line stunt. Defensive tackle went outside. He came around to the inside. Was unblocked right into Lindsey's lap. So the Buckeyes force a 3 and out. They're waiting for this punt return.
Of course, this Ohio State defense, 6 sacks last week. They also held Washington to 1 for 11 on 3rd downs. Tom Weston, a sophomore, will punt it away. Brandon Innes is back deep for Ohio State. Shoulder high to Weston, gets the punt in the air with the right foot. Innes drifting back on his left, drifting back, makes the catch and waves for a fair catch at the 20. Boy, he barely got that fair catch signal out there before somebody tracked him down and ran into him. Nature Made to care for fans on game day and every day. Proud vitamin and supplement sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. That Gopher that was tracking him down was Mason Carrier. That was close to a collision.
Yeah, that was a late signal there by Brandon Innes, but he did come up with the ball, so that's the most important thing.
Yes, it is. 1st and 10, Ohio State with the ball at their own 20-yard line, leading 7-3. with 13:57 to play till halftime here on homecoming night. Jeremiah Smith, Brandon Ennis go wide right. Coming wide to the left is Carnell Tate. And Julian Sayin in the gun. Bo Jackson in the backfield with him. And a pass goes right across the middle to Tate. Has it, and he breaks tackles, moves to the 50-yard line. Working the left seam. He weaves his way to the Minnesota 31 before he is finally tackled at the Gopher 31-yard line by corner John Nestor. It is a big first down pickup presented by Kroger.
Well, Carnell Tate had one for 31 yards, and that one was longer as the Buckeyes hurried right back to the line of scrimmage for their next play.
Which is at the Minnesota 31-yard line.
49-yarder there.
By Tate, who is off the line to the left. Pitch will come Bo Jackson running to the left side. Gets to the 25 of the Gophers, taken down at the 21-yard line of the Gophers as Devin Eastern, defensive lineman, finally brings him down.
2nd and 1, a gain of 9 running behind the left side of that offensive line there. Bo Jackson kind of picking his spots there. He knows when to set the burst, when to accelerate, and when to make the cut. Outstanding job on that last run.
And the freshman from Cleveland is replaced by the sophomore from San Antonio, James Peoples. 2nd and 1, Ohio State at Minnesota's 22-yard line. Buckeyes leading 7-3 with under 13 to play till halftime. Julian Sayin in the gun, straight behind center Carson Hinsman. Moving in motion, Carnell Tate from left to right. Snap to Sayin, hands it Peoples, coming left side. Peoples to the 20 of the Gophers, and he's going to be taken down at the 18-yard line of Minnesota by linebacker Matt Kingsbury. But it gets the Buckeyes in the Giant Eagle red zone.
Talking about this in the pregame, Matt Kingsbury has 8 tackles now for the year, but 3 fumble recoveries.
And one of them for a score.
Yeah.
So the ball is placed at the 19 of Minnesota on James Peoples' first run of the night. 1st and 10 for Ohio State, who has Brandon Ennis, Jeremiah Smith, and Carnell Tate going wide to the right. Single tight end on the left side of the line. Peoples remains in the backfield to the right of quarterback Julian Sayin, who gets the snap. Sayin is going to heave that one into the end zone, and it is broken up and incomplete. Coy Parrish, the All-Big Ten safety, breaks up a pass that was headed toward Jeremiah Smith, who was headed to the end zone.
Yeah, he had a hand on that. Luckily, he didn't hold that thing in. Excellent job there by the safety from Minnesota, Coy Parrish, on that last play.
Who had 5 interceptions last year, a Minnesota freshman record, and the most in the Big Ten last season. 2nd and 10. Gophers' 19-yard line is where the Ohio State Buckeyes have the ball with 12:06 to play until halftime. 7-3, Ohio State leading. Smith wide right, Tate wide left. Tight end Kazmarek motioning left to right. Sayin fakes a pitch, looks to throw. Sayin now guns it up the left side, and it is caught by Kazmarek, who falls out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Max Clare, out of bounds on the left side as he fell out in front of linebacker Devin Williams. It's a first down on the throw to Max Clare.
Yeah, 1st and goal now for Ohio State. Excellent job there by Max Clare, understanding where he was on the field. He knew he was running out of space, throttled it down a little bit, waited for Julian to get the ball into the pocket, and was able to catch that and pick up the first down, a gain of 11.
To make it 1st and goal, Ohio State at the 8 of Minnesota. Clare remains in the lineup, off the line to the left, but will motion to the right along with another tight end, Kazmarek. Sayin will race under center to take the snap. Julian Sayin has Smith moving in motion. He'll hand it now. Bo Jackson, who's hit, and he's going to push his way up to about the 6, and the play will come to an end at the 6, but it was John Nestor, corner, who hit him at first, and Jalen Hicks, lineman, put him down for good.
Philip Daniels, former...
Number 70 lost his helmet on the play. Must leave the game for 1 down.
That's what I was going to say. Philip, he lost his helmet. He's going to have to come out for a play. It looks like Ian Moore will replace him at right tackle, number 69.
Daniels, 12 games in Minnesota, 3 starts when he was a Gopher. 2nd and goal, Ohio State at Minnesota 6. Carnell Tate, wide right. Jeremiah Smith, wide left. Offset I with Roberts and Peoples. Sayin under center, fakes a handoff, looks to throw, looks right, looks left. Lofts that left corner of the end zone for Tate, but over his head and out of bounds as he got behind the defensive back, Zaquan Bryan, that was covering him. So an incompletion.
Yeah, Julian Sayin took a hit after that throw, popped right up. He seems to be okay, so no problem there. But now you're going to see, I think Daniels will check back in. Yes, he is.
He did. So to be 3rd and goal, Ohio State at Minnesota's 6-yard line. A little more than 11 minutes left till halftime, with the Buckeyes leading 7-3. Ennis, Clare, and Tate off the line to the right. Smith wide left. Peoples in the backfield to the left of quarterback Julian Sayin. 3rd and goal. Buckeyes of the Gopher 6. Sayin with a snap. Back to pass. He looks, throws in the end zone. Left corner. Caught. Jeremiah Smith. Touchdown grab on a 6-yard pass play. He got behind corner John Nestor. Jeremiah Smith did, catching the pass from Julian Sayin. It is the 5th TD catch of the year for Smith. the 11th touchdown throw of the season for Sand. 13-3 Ohio State.
And the 20th for his career, Jeremiah Smith. Still a sophomore, only 5 games into his sophomore year. He's already got 20 touchdown catches after a big year last year. Outstanding job again by Julian Sand, buying extra time, allowing Jeremiah Smith to get open, and then he put it on the money.
The sophomore from Opelika, Florida, seems like he does it all the time. His 4th consecutive game with a TD catch. PAT kick is in the air, and it is good. For Jaden Fielding, Coors Light, Mountain Cold Refreshment, choose chill. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Celebrate responsibly. Timeout with 11 minutes plus to play until halftime. The score is 14-3. Ohio State ahead of Minnesota. Tonight's broadcast presented by Safe Light Auto Glass. This is Buckeye Football from Learfield.
Come on over to Heartland. Join our family.
Now, where can you get a full suite of business banking services served up by well-trained, caring employees with unquestionable integrity? It's right here at Heartland. Relationships matter. I'm Scott McComb. Come over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
AEP Energy wants to know if you're ready to say goodbye to higher rates and hello to savings. Get your energy costs under control by locking in a fixed rate for your electricity supply. You'll lower your bills and get price protection from rising rates. Take control and lock in a low fixed rate. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. AEP Energy is a competitive retail electrical and natural gas service provider and affiliate of Ohio Power Company, AEP Ohio. AEP Energy is not soliciting on behalf of and is not an agent of AEP Ohio.
The future of recycling is now at Rumpke Waste and Recycling. The recycling leader has opened North America's largest, most technologically advanced recycling center right here in Central Ohio. This one-of-a-kind facility features interactive displays, educational opportunities, and the ability to process over 60 tons of recycled material per hour. Rumpke is committed to recycling and sustainability efforts, and for more than 90 years, Rumpke has worked to make sure the items you place in your recycling bin get used again. Visit Rumpke.com to learn how you can team with Rumpke to put less trash in our landfills and more of it to good use.
Always and forever your home of the Buckeyes. Home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
Today's broadcast is presented by Safe Light Auto Glass.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Buckeyes need Buckeyes, and Versity makes the blood donating process quick and easy. Join Brutus and give blood with Versity to save a Buckeye at the Wexner Medical Center. Visit Versity. Schedule your next donation atversity.org/08. 6-yard TD pass. Julian Sand, Jeremiah Smith plus the point after. 11:01 left till halftime. Ohio State leading Minnesota 14-3. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Always and forever your Ohio State flagship station.
WBNS-FM HD1 Columbus.
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
The Ohio State scoring drive, powered by Honda, celebrating over 40 years of manufacturing right here in Ohio. 8 plays, 80 yards, 256 off the clock. Of course, 49 of it came to a pass to Carnell Tate,
who's had himself quite an evening so far. Jaden Fielding, who we were fortunate to speak with briefly at the end of the coaches show this past Thursday, will tee the ball up and kick it off for Ohio State. Coy Parrish, Derek LeCaptain deep for Minnesota. Kick is in the air. It'll land in the end zone for a touchback. Down on the field to Tyler Danberg.
The Julian Sand to Jeremiah Smith touchdown didn't just happen by coincidence. Before that drive, the two were together alone, going over how they were going to approach that drive, and it ended in 6.
Well, Carnell Tate right now, 5 catches for 115 yards.
Ooh.
He had a 49-yarder and a 31-yarder, so that adds up in a hurry.
1st and 10, Minnesota with the ball at their own 25-yard line. Drake Lindsey, redshirt freshman from Fayetteville, Arkansas, where his father was a Razorback, will work under center Ashton Beers. Darius Taylor, the single setback. Tight end Bibber motioning from left to right. Lindsey gets the snap, fakes the handoff, sets up at his 15, but he's being chased. Rolling to his right, throws on the run. It is caught, and the receiver's dumped to the Minnesota 35-yard line, and making the stop was cornerback Jermaine Matthews on the receiver Pierce Walsh.
That's a first down. Edric Houston was giving chase here, just couldn't quite catch up with the quarterback Drake Lindsey, and he put it on the money after running for his life.
He was. And Walsh took a pretty good stick once he hauled that ball in. So 1st and 10. Minnesota continues this at their own 35-yard line. Taylor again, the single setback. As Lindsey under center takes the snap, hands it Darius Taylor running right side, and he'll leap and land at his own 40-yard line before linebacker Arvell Reese puts him down on the ground.
Gain of 5. That's his best run of the evening so far for Darius Taylor, who's back in action after missing the last couple ball games for Minnesota.
Yeah, had a hamstring injury against Northwestern State, and from what we were told, he was running down the sideline toward the end zone for a wide-open touchdown, but the hamstring injury was so bad, he just immediately went out of bounds and didn't go to the end zone. Dealt with injuries last year as well. 2nd and 5, Gophers at their own 40. Taylor to the left-hand hip of quarterback Drake Lindsey. Walsh, the tight end, motioning from right to left. Single wideouts right and left for the Gophers. Drake Lindsey gets the snap out of the shotgun. Hands it for Darius Taylor, curling to the right, and he's going to be knocked down around the Minnesota 43-yard line. Peyton Pierce, linebacker, was in there to help along with corner Davis and Igbenos, and it brings up a course and 3rd down.
Yeah, the Buckeyes playing 3 linebackers in that set. Peyton Pierce, one of them, along with Arvell Reese and Sonny Styles.
Minnesota making some changes as Jalen Smith and Javon Tracy will come in as receivers. 3rd and 3, Gophers at their own 42-yard line. Why do we think of Bill Murray whenever we say Gophers? 9-10 and counting, second quarter.
Caddyshack.
14-3, Ohio State on top. Dual receivers to the left, single receiver set off to the right. Jalen Smith for quarterback Drake Lindsey. Now Brockington motioning into the backfield from the left. Snap to Lindsey, hands it Brockington, shoots up the middle, and he's going to be knocked down right around the 43-yard line. Will Smith, defensive lineman, with a stop for Ohio State.
It's going to be short, 4th and 1. So decision time now for, looks like they're going to go heavy, get some extra blockers in and go for it here on 4th and 1.
Yeah, they will bring another tight end, Frank Bierman, in along with Fime Ijaboy.
Gophers are 2 of 7 so far this year on 4th down conversions.
No, it is not Ijaboy. It's Taylor who remains the tailback. 4th and 1. Minnesota, their own 44-yard line. Everybody pinched in tight on each side. Drake Lindsey working out of a shotgun. 4th and 1. Minnesota, their own 44, but Ohio State will call a time. No. Well, it looked like it's an Ohio State timeout. Yes, it is, as they came off the Buckeyes sideline.
Ohio State, their second of the half.
8:18 to play, second quarter. 14-3, Ohio State leading Minnesota. Of course, the Gophers, as you said, Jim, they only have one timeout remaining because
30-second timeout.
Burned some of them unusually early.
Yeah, I wonder if, they had the wrong setup there defensively. Obviously you don't want to do that on a 4th and 1. You want to make sure you have your right people in the right place. So I don't know if it's an alignment issue or a personnel issue, but the Buckeyes saw something there they didn't like and called that timeout.
So 4th and 1, again, the down to distance. Minnesota at their own 44-yard line. We were talking about the last time the Gophers won here in Columbus. Former Buckeye Glenn Mason was the head coach. And as Glenn Mason likes to do, he waxed nostalgic about stories about crying on the bus ride up High Street, remembering his days as a student. Good old Mace.
Yeah, Mace is a great guy, great coach. He was my position coach while I was here at Ohio State, and obviously went on to do great things. Kent State and then Minnesota, or Kansas, and then Minnesota.
And loves to tell stories. 4th and 1. Minnesota, their own 44-yard line. Darius Taylor again, single setback. Lemecki Brockington off the line to the left. Single flanker is set to the right for Drake Lindsey. Buckeye showing blitz. The handoff will go to Taylor, and he's going to be stopped short right at about the line of scrimmage. Jermaine Matthews' corner came crashing in from the left, but there's a big pile of scarlet-shirted Buckeyes, including Caleb Downs, safety at the bottom of that pile.
Well, they need to cross the 45, and they didn't.
No, not even close. And they put that down at about the 44.5.
So it'll be Downs. Turning over on Downs.
Yep, there's the sign. So the Buckeyes will have the ball in plus territory with 8 minutes and 12 seconds to play, second quarter. It is 14-3, Ohio State leading Minnesota. Timeout. Tonight's broadcast presented by Safelite Auto Glass. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with low prices in every aisle. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our low prices. Kroger shoppers never compromise. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
This time of year, it's all or nothing, and Toyota's got all you need during Toyota Truck Month. Now through November 3rd, get 2.99 APR financing on a rugged new 25 Tacoma. Excludes TRD Pro and Trail Hunter. Or lease a well-equipped 25 Tacoma SR5 for $269 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. Growing up in the family business, I've seen firsthand the joy and love that comes with finding the perfect engagement ring. For over 77 years, our family's been dedicated to providing the best quality, unmatched selection, and the guaranteed best price. From timeless classics to custom designs, we have the perfect ring for every love story. Let our family help you celebrate the moments that mean the most. Visit Diamond Cellar today on Sawmill Road or at Easton Town Center.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Today's broadcast is presented by Safe Light Auto Glass.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
When you choose the James at Ohio State for your cancer care, you're choosing access to the most advanced cancer treatments available for the team who specializes in treating just one type of cancer, yours. For your cancer care, the choice is clear. The James at Ohio State. 8:12 left until halftime. 14-3. Ohio State leading Minnesota Buckeyes. 1st and 10. The Gopher 44 down on the field to Tyler Danberg.
For those listening, wherever you may be, these last two plays, the 4th down before the timeout, then the 4th down ensuing after the timeout, were the two loudest instances the crowd has been all game long, and it's been loud all game long. But that's the type of noise that players will say you can feel in your chest, and we hope you can feel it from wherever you were listening.
Rattling through the radio.
A lot of scarlet in the stadium today. Was this a scarlet out?
I don't know, to be honest with you, Jim.
Well, if it is, they took the orders better than on the helmet game.
Hey, you know what? Here's the question I have. If it's homecoming and it's a night game, when's the dance?
Exactly.
Was it last night? Or is it later tonight?
Sunday? Who knows?
Just wondering.
A little matinee.
So 1st and 10, Ohio State at the Minnesota 44. Wide to the right, Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith. Tight end, Will Kazmarek was wide to the left. He'll motion now behind the right guard, and Julian Sand, the quarterback, will get under center. And fakes a handoff, fakes a reverse pitch, looks to throw, pulls the trigger, goes deep down the right side. Wide open, Tate in the end zone, score! 44 yards through the air. Julian Sand to Carnell Tate, who got behind corner Zaquan Bryan. And in the air and into the end zone goes Ohio State, leading 20-3.
Why not take a shot, Big Daddy? And they decided to go for it. All of it there on that beautiful play action executed by the offense. Julian Sand had all day to throw. Carnell Tate got open by about 5 yards. And at 4th and 1 on downs, defense gets a stop. Next play, the Buckeyes get 7.
Yeah, they faked the handoff, faked a pitch on a reverse, and they found Pater. PAT unit out. John Furman to snap. Joe McGuire to put it down, and Jaden Fielding to kick for the 21st point of the night. His kick is in the air, and the kick is a successful one. And a timeout on the field with 8:04 left until halftime. It's 21-3, Ohio State ahead of Minnesota. Tonight's broadcast presented by Safe Light Auto Glass. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Buckeye Nation, the game's on fire. Whether you're in the stadium or on the couch, make sure Buckeye Vodka, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, is in your lineup. Distilled for a smooth finish, it's the perfect play for any game day. Grab yours and please enjoy responsibly. And be sure to follow them on social media at Buckeye Vodka. That's at Buckeye Vodka, 21 and over.
Hey, Buckeye fans. Are you thinking of consolidating your debt with a home equity loan? Union Home Mortgage wants you to know the average homeowner has over $200,000 of home equity available, and they can help you get access to your money quickly and easily. Go to UHM.com to get your cash estimate today. You'll score financial freedom with Union Home Mortgage, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Union Home Mortgage Corp is an equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS number 2229.
For over 30 years, Schumacher Homes has been building affordable custom homes throughout the Buckeye State. Experience true customization on your land, your way, without any compromises. Come visit any of our 9 Ohio model home and design studio locations to see the latest in design trends and learn about our award-winning building process, or start online at SchumacherHomes.com. You'll be surprised how affordable a custom home will be. Schumacher Homes, proud home building sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Today's broadcast is presented by Safe Light Auto Glass.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Julian Sand, 44-yard touchdown pass to Carnell Tate, plus the point after, has given Ohio State a 21-3 lead over Minnesota with 8:04 to play until halftime here in Columbus. Stay with us for our halftime exhibition. Skip Mossick will visit with OSU President Ted Carter, Athletic Director Ross Bjork, and check scores from other games. That's all coming up at the half, Jim.
The Ohio State scoring drive powered by Honda, celebrating over 40 years of manufacturing right here in Ohio. One play, 44 yards, took 8 seconds off the clock. Carnell Tate now 6 receptions for 159 yards in that TD. Down on the sideline, that Tyler Danberg.
Ohio State's shared bench between the quarterbacks and wide receivers right now is all smiles after Julian Sand and Carnell Tate linked up for the score. Sand reached over with the tablet with a big grin on his face to show to his teammates as they smiled as they broke down what happened in that secondary. Now, meanwhile, two-time national champion wrestler Jesse Mendez raised his most recent hardware in front of the crowd, and they erupted.
Yes, why not? And somebody up here thought Ohio State might take a shot for a big play after the conversion on downs, Jim.
I've watched Ryan Day so much. As a coordinator, now as a head coach, you kind of understand what he's trying to do and when he's trying to do it, but you think defensive coordinators would pick up on that too.
Yeah. Well, knowing is one thing. Stopping is the other.
Exactly.
And this all after Minnesota took an early 3-0 lead on a Brady Denneberg 27-yard field goal. And then Ohio State's Jaden Fielding missed a 53-yard try, but Donaldson a 1-yard run, saying TD passes to Jeremiah Smith and to Carnell Tate. Jaden Fielding's kickoff is in the air. Coy Parrish for Minnesota will let it land in the end zone for a touchback.
Well, we'll see if Minnesota abandons the running game, tries to throw the football. They did that a lot last week when they were trailing in that ball game and got them back into it.
Yeah, almost 360 yards, but only 35 on the ground. But trailing now 21-3 to Ohio State.
They've had 7 rushing attempts for 12 yards so far in this game.
8 minutes plus to play until halftime here at historic Ohio Stadium. Drake Lindsey, the Minnesota quarterback, gets his team on the ball. Darius Taylor will be behind him at tailback. 2 wide to the right. Now one of those to the right will motion to the left side of the line of scrimmage. Gears. Lindsey under center, gets the snap. Hands it off. Taylor. He's in trouble, and he's knocked down at the 24-yard line. And then there to get him was Will Smith Jr., sophomore defensive lineman.
Slowed up by CC, Caden Curry, and then Will Smith Jr. came back and took him down right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they do give him the line of scrimmage. Well, now it looks like, Jim, they're going to...
Maybe a hair behind him.
Yeah. So the scoreboard tells us it is 2nd and 11.
Tackle for loss.
Ball at the 24 of Minnesota on that tackle for loss.
Buckeyes had 6:26 coming into the ball game.
Drake Lindsey straight behind his center. Ashton Beers in a shotgun. Darius Taylor is off his right-hand hip. Snap to Lindsey. Back to throw. Some pressure coming. Lindsey will shoot that up the left side, and it is incomplete at the Minnesota 45. But a penalty flag will be thrown on the pass coverage by linebacker Peyton Pierce, who is covering tight end Jamison Gears.
A little too handsy there. I think that's the first penalty of the ball game.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Quite different from last week.
Yeah.
We had some early ones.
Especially on the sidelines for Washington.
Yeah, especially on the head coach. Okay.
We're going to get a holding.
There is no foul for pass interference on a play. 3rd down.
So no penalties.
And it brings up a course on 3rd down. 11 to go, Minnesota at their own 24. I wondered when they were taking a little more time than normal to discuss things.
You don't see that very often.
No. So 7:18 left until halftime. 21-3 Ohio State leading. Minnesota 3rd and 11 from their own 24-yard line.
Jermaine Matthews trying to get the crowd fired up.
Cam Davis will go wide to the left along with Jalen Smith. 3 wideouts to the right for Minnesota and quarterback Drake Lindsey on 3rd down from their own 24-yard line. Empty backfield for Lindsey. Walsh, a tight end, motions in from the left. Lindsey back to throw. Lindsey in trouble. Lindsey tries to weave his way around, but linebacker Arvell Reese will drop him at the 19-yard line for a sack. Junior from Cleveland Glenville with a play behind the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up fourth down.
Arvell picks up his third sack of the season. That's sack number 14 for the Buckeyes. And after that opening drive, this defense has really settled down and gotten some negative plays. Now they got him backed up 4th and 16 for this punt, number 3.
Fourth best defense on third downs in the nation coming into the game. Tom Weston is at the Minnesota 4 to punt the ball. Gets a shoulder-high snap, unleashes the punt from the 9-yard line. Brandon Ennis backing up for Ohio State. Waves for a fair catch and makes it at his own 28-yard line. And be sure to check out the Buckeye Game Day Concert Series presented by the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer before every Ohio State home game this season outside of St. John Arena in Buckeye Fan Fest. Each week features a different artist or band performing 2 hours before kickoff. Get on board and book your cruise today. Visit BuckeyeCruise.com. Go Bucks and beat cancer.
Let's see if Ohio State slows it up here. Coach Day likes to talk about the middle 8. We're almost getting close to that. That's 4 minutes to go in the second quarter, and in the first 4 minutes of the third quarter. Ohio State will get the ball to start the third quarter, so let's see if they try to strategize here to get a long, slow drive.
They'll have the ball at their own 29-yard line. Julian Sayin in a shotgun at quarterback. Gets the snap, fakes a handoff, screens it out left side. Carnell Tate, he'll scoot to his own 30-yard line, cut down at his own 33 as Minnesota had defensive back Kerry Brown go low to get him spinning upward and toward the ground. Carnell Tate.
7th catch, he's going to be nearing career high.
Had just 3 of them last week at Washington. But one of those 7 catches has gone for a touchdown tonight on a 44-yard aerial strike. 2nd and 6. Ohio State at their own 33-yard line. Nearing the 6-minute mark of the second quarter. Tate, who had that catch, goes wide to the right. Smith wide left. Pistol formation. Sayin at quarterback. Jackson behind him at tailback. Snap to Sayin. Fakes a handoff. Pivots to his right with a defender on him. Dumps it out right side. Jeremiah Smith gets to his own 37 where he is pushed out of bounds by cornerback Zaquan Bryan. Not quite at the first down mark, I don't believe, Jim.
He's tied his career high, Carnell Tate. No, he's a little bit short. It's going to be 3rd and 1 here, but he had 7 last January 10th playing Texas. Remember, they doubled and triple teamed Jeremiah Smith. So Carnell Tate ended up catching 7 in that ball game. He's got 7 in the first half today.
So now 3rd and 1, Ohio State at their own 38-yard line. Bennett Christian in is one of the multiple tight ends. He's one of 2 that are on the left. Roberts up man in an I formation behind Sayin, who's under center. Hands it off Jackson, running behind a blocker. He squirts by a couple of defenders, but he's going to be stopped at the Ohio State 44. It is more than enough for the first down for freshman Bo Jackson from Cleveland Villa Angelo St. Joseph's. Down there at the bottom of the pile, Carter Menz, defensive lineman.
Let's see if they continue to milk this clock. This drive started with 6:35 on the clock. Now we're just under 5 minutes after they picked up their first down on the drive.
So the ball will be placed at the 44 on Ohio State's own side of the field. Tate goes wide right. Smith comes wide left. Jackson in the backfield to the right of quarterback Julian Sayin. First down, Ohio State at their own 44. Sayin is going to go on top. Sets up at his 34-yard line. Now sliding, throws it out on the left side. Caught by Max Clare, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds on the left side at the 50-yard line. Zaquan Bryan, defensive back, and linebacker Matt Kingsbury force him out of bounds.
They're going to huddle up. They did last time.
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, they're going to kind of muddle huddle.
Yeah, or Sam Weiss used to call it the sugar huddle. Ball placed at the 50-yard line.
They got a small huddle, a short huddle there, 5 yards from the line of scrimmage.
So 2nd and 4. Ohio State at the 50-yard line. 4:16 and counting. Second quarter, 21-3. Buckeyes leading. Julian Sayin in the gun, gives it on a fly sweep, and it is Ennis running to the right side to the 50, and Ennis is knocked down at the Minnesota 48-yard line by Devin Williams, linebacker.
Looked like that had a chance to be a tackle for loss there. Like number 0 there. Anthony Smith almost had Ennis in the backfield, but he was able to squirt out of that and gain 3.
To make it 3rd and 2 with the ball placed at the Minnesota 48.
Short 2.
Yes. Clock moving, 3:43 and rolling here in the second quarter. Out of the huddle come the Buckeyes with Smith on the line to the right. 3 receivers pinched in on the left. Donaldson in the backfield and Sayin under center. The Ohio State quarterback barks out the call, and he's going to take it himself, following people, but there were whistles before the play was snapped.
Before the ball was snapped, Timeout, Ohio State. Their third of the half.
That would have been a first down.
30-second timeout.
But nope.
Yeah, that would have. Quarterback sneak. Gained about 3 or 4 on that.
Buckeye fans are known for paying it forward. That's why Buckeyes Care strives to serve the betterment of our community by positively impacting families across Ohio. Joint partners American Electric Power, Kroger, Donato's, the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the James Cancer Hospital, Huntington Bank, and WBNS-TV in Columbus in supporting this cause at ohiostatebuckeyes.com/Buckeyes Care. I don't know if you saw or not, but before things got started, Cornelius Green was down there in the south end pounding on the big bass drum. Former Ohio State quarterback. Maybe a possible bell ringer one day.
Well, it's the 50th reunion of the 75 Big Ten championship team here today. Believe that.
Yeah. Crazy. 50 years.
75 was a good year for you, Paul.
It was.
Graduated from Cincinnati Moeller.
We had our 50-year reunion a couple of weeks ago, and some of those clowns told me they planned it for the bye weekend. I don't know if I totally believe it.
All boys school, what did you guys do for homecoming?
I won't tell. 3rd and 2. Ball at the 48 of Minnesota for Ohio State. And Keenholz takes the snap in at quarterback. Running right side, Lincoln Keenholz, and he's dropped at the 49-yard line. Minnesota was ready for that play. Corner John Nestor tackled Ohio State's number 2 quarterback, Lincoln Keenholz, who was trying to filter out to the right.
Lost yardage on that play.
So on will come the punting unit. That's the second time we've seen Keenholz in for a specialty play like that this year.
Oh, and Boo Birds are coming out.
Yeah, I know. Number 1 in the nation, undefeated, and leading 21-3 with 3 minutes left till halftime.
Didn't like the call. They liked the one previous.
For Minnesota, back to await this punt will be Quentin Redding. Joe McGuire, who's been underworked this year, only 1 punt last week at Washington, is set up. He'll get the snap, but whistles will stop play.
False start on Ohio State.
Will.
Before the ball was snapped. False start. Offense number 5. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
McGuire is getting ready for what would only be his 8th punt of the year. And you know who number 5 is? Aaron Scott, the cornerback from Springfield, who made a couple of big plays last week. Certainly anxious to make another one. He won't get a chance now.
He's coming on the sidelines.
So 4th and 8. The snap from John Furman will come from the Ohio State 46.
Put it out of bounds. Don't give him a chance to return anything.
And they change returners. Coy Parrish is back there instead of Redding. Shoulder high snap to Joe McGuire. Puts it in the air from his 35. Coy Parrish is going to stare at it, make a fair catch at his own 10-yard line. And let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Always and forever your Ohio State flagship station.
WBNS-FM HD1 Columbus.
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
2:32 left until halftime here at Ohio Stadium. It's 21-3. Buckeyes leading Minnesota. The Gophers are going to have the ball at their own 10-yard line.
Let's say if they go up to a hurry-up offense here. 1 timeout left. Let's see how they try to get out of this half.
Cam Davis, a graduate student from Upland, California, will be the tailback behind quarterback Greg Lindsey, who will work under his center, Ashton Beers. And Lindsey with a snap back at his own 1. Tosses out left side. Davis hit his 10. Gets to the Minnesota 15. And safety Jalen McClain knocks him out of bounds around the Gopher 17-yard line. Close to a first down.
A little roll-out pass there. The back was able to get 101 on the outside and pick up a nice gain.
Yeah, they'll mark it at the Minnesota 17 with 2:17 and counting. We'll get to the 2-minute stoppage shortly here. 2nd and 3. Minnesota, ball placed at their own 17. And it looks like the Gophers don't want to do any business before the 2-minute timeout.
Looks like they're waiting for it, yep.
Yep. As Hank Stram used to say on Monday Night Football on the radio, doing a little business. 2 minutes to play till halftime. Timeout on the field with Ohio State leading Minnesota 21-3. Tonight's broadcast is presented by Safelite Auto Glass. This is Buckeye Football from Learfield.
The best outcomes for treating cancer come from early detection and early diagnosis.
The James Cancer Diagnostic Center at Ohio State
is designed to provide rapid evaluation and a clear diagnosis.
We are transforming care by giving patients direct access
to cancer experts who study and treat cancer every day.
If you think you have cancer, the choice is clear.
Choose the James Cancer Diagnostic Center.
Hey Buckeyes, I'm John Chabot with Surest, a digital-first health plan designed to make healthcare simple and affordable right here in Ohio. At Surest, we believe healthy small businesses are vital to our economy. That's why we're ready to give your small business a VIP opportunity through our small business sweepstakes. Winners will be recognized on the sideline at an Ohio State home football game. To enter, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/Surest. That's SUREST. Surest, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Already prepping for next week's matchup? Get your best rest yet with Bob's Discount Furniture. Shop Bob's and choose from Pillows Soft, plush, dual feel, and extra firm mattresses with Bobopedic memory foam that will have you dreaming of game day in no time. So shop in-store or online to score the latest and affordable luxury mattresses without the luxury price tag. Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Do you have questions about Medicare? Let us help. Aetna has Medicare Advantage plans that include prescription drug coverage with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, plans include benefits for your whole health, like dental, vision, and hearing. Call Aetna today at 1-888-76-AETNA to learn more. There's no obligation to enroll. One of our licensed agents will answer your call and help you pick the right plan for you. Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our D-SNPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area.
Today's broadcast is presented by Safe Light Auto Glass.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Welcome back to homecoming at Ohio Stadium. 2 minutes to play till halftime. 21-3, the top-ranked and undefeated Ohio State Buckeyes leading the Minnesota Golden Gophers, who've rowed their boat here into Columbus and are now looking at 2nd and 3 from their own 17-yard line.
Yeah, they I guess came down the Scioto River or something, or Olentangy.
That is PJ Fleck's battle cry. He had it at Western Michigan as a head coach and took it to the Twin Cities. Row the boat. Right now that boat's got an uphill paddle, trailing 21-3.
With all this NIL stuff, you think he'd buy a motor.
Yeah. Or somebody would for him. 2nd and 3, Minnesota from their own 17. Drake Lindsey, the quarterback, in a shotgun. Darius Taylor's setback is to his right. Lindsey gets the snap, hands it to Taylor. Taylor running left side, and he's going to be dragged down right about the 20-yard line by Tywan Malone, defensive lineman.
That'll be a first down. They'll move the chains.
Yes, it will. Malone, it started the last 2 games, senior from Jamesburg, New Jersey, and a transfer from Ole Miss. And we heard Ryan Day, he's been a little more consistent. 1st and 10. Gophers are their own 21-yard line. Lindsey in the gun again, and again he's back to pass. Cocks the arm, throws middle field pass deflected and falls incomplete. It looked like that was maybe Edric Houston who got his hands on the ball, lineman, or was it Tywan Malone? I think it was Malone.
Yeah, I think it was number 95, Tywan Malone inside. Haven't seen a whole lot of Caden McDonald as they're rotating in that defensive front. Zion Grady, number 15, the true freshman, is out there playing right defensive end.
So 2nd and 10, Minnesota at their 21-yard line. Loya will come wide to the right with Smith. Single flankers off to the left with the tight end. Gears moving in motion. Quarterback Drake Lindsey in a shotgun. Taylor in the backfield with him. Lindsey gets the snap, hands it off to Darius Taylor, sweeping left side, and Zion Grady, who just referenced, knocks him down right around the 18 of Minnesota. Zion Grady, freshman from Enterprise, Alabama. That brings up a course in 3rd down.
TFL, tackle for loss for Zion Grady. I think that's his first tackle for loss. Actually, he has a sack, so that counts as a tackle for loss. But limited playing time, gets in there and does a nice job.
Making the most of it. Fime Ijaboy in at tailback, a freshman from Fulcroft, Pennsylvania, redshirt freshman. So 3rd and 12, Minnesota. With the ball at their own 19-yard line. The Gophers took an early 3-0 lead, now trail 21-3. How will they come? Jalen Smith will go wide to the left, coming wide to the right, Logan Loya, and 2 other eligible receivers. Ijaboy in the backfield with quarterback Drake Lindsey on 3rd down. Lindsey with a snap, fakes the screen, but yes, thank you. Before I could get it out, you said it. I think.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Whenever it's that back judge way back here in the middle of the field throwing it, that's what he was looking at, the clock, play clock. So each team has 1 penalty now, right? Yes.
Delay a game, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
And 17 to go.
Declines the 10-second runoff.
So 57 seconds on the second quarter clock. 3rd and 17, Minnesota, their own 14. Fime Ijaboy, the tailback, to the right of quarterback Greg Lindsey. 3 wide right, single flanker left. Here's the center over the ball. Snaps it to Lindsey, the quarterback. Hands it off Ijaboy, snaking his way up the middle of the 20, and he's into the arms of linebacker Sonny Styles. And the pile finally is going to come to an end just past the Minnesota 25-yard line. Let's see if they might spot that baby.
That's their longest rush of the first half right there on a 3rd and 17. Gain of about maybe 12 yards on that carry.
To make it 4th and 4. So a punting situation, one would assume. But no, as Brandon Ennis was out to return, he runs off. It looks like Ohio State's playing for a scrimmage down, and Minnesota is going to accommodate them. 4th and 4 with the ball to the Gopher 27-yard line with 16 seconds and counting.
Well, Ohio State has no timeouts. They're going to let this play clock go down as far as possible.
Minnesota just huddled up as though they're hiding a surprise in there. Like a Cracker Jack box.
Minnesota, their 3rd and final charge timeout.
With 6 seconds remaining in the half.
So it'll be, I would think, punt number 4.
You would think. So 4th and 4, the down and distance, Minnesota will have to snap it from their own 27-yard line. 6 seconds remaining until halftime. Of course, after this game, Buckeyes will go on the road. They will play next Saturday at Illinois. 12 noon kick. They have not played in Illinois in a long while. They were supposed to play there during the pandemic year. That was one of the games that got canceled. Ryan Day has never, as a head coach, coached against the Fighting Illini.
Well, I would put the punt block on.
Why not? Brandon Ennis out to return for Ohio State. And Tom Weston, we know Skip Mossick can't wait to go back to Champaign. He enjoys it so much, especially during basketball season when it is freezing dang cold. Snap to Weston. He'll hit the punt from his 16. Nearly blocked. Ball in the air. Ennis backing up. And that ball's going to land at the Ohio State 20. There's a penalty flag out. Where the punter was, and that ball's going to be down around the 15-yard line, but we would assume that's going to be roughing the punter.
Yeah. I don't think it's flagrant, but they're going to get Carnell Tate on that, it looks like.
Clock is at zeros.
They're going to talk about that one. The umpire got run over again.
Did he really?
Yeah, it's the second time. 2 plays in a row, basically.
But as we have learned and we are told, and the players and coaches, they are part of the field.
They sure are.
Sometimes more than they wish they were. And now they're having a discussion with Minnesota coach
Running into
P.J.
the
Fleck.
kicker, defense number 17. The penalty is declined. That's the end of the first half.
Yes, it is. 21-3, Ohio State leading Minnesota at the end of the half here in Columbus. Tonight's broadcast presented by Safelite, your auto glass expert. Stay tuned, Skip Mossick. We'll have our halftime show coming up next. Again, it's 21-3, Ohio State ahead of Minnesota. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
AgPro has been family owned and operated for over 64 years. We take pride in developing long-lasting relationships and offering first-class customer service. Need a new tractor, parts for your used equipment, or reliable service? AgPro has you covered. AgPro is here to serve you and your operation as your hometown dealer. Visit us today at any of our AgPro locations or go online to agproco.com to get started with your AgPro experience.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with low prices in every aisle. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our low prices. Kroger shoppers never compromise. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
The Donato's Pep Duo Pizza is back, and it brought a pal. The Donato's Pep Duo, loaded with crispy pepperoni and 3 kinds of cheese. Now get a large Pep Duo pizza for just $14.99. Also back, Donato's deliciously dippable pepperoni cheese bread. Now on the $5 Pizza Pals menu for a limited time. More toppings, more flavor, more fun. Donato's, gotta love more.
Buckeye football lives here. The Fan. Welcome to the Buckeye Football Halftime Show on the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics. Once again, here's Skip Mossick.
21-3, Ohio State leads Minnesota. Halftime here at Ohio Stadium in Columbus. Joined, as always, by Ohio State Athletic Director Ross Bjork. And Ross, the second-ranked women's ice hockey team opened the season at number 7, Colgate, to win their second straight today, 9-4. First home series will be next weekend. But can you speak a little bit, not just the success that the program has had here at Ohio State, but also, just the overall growth of the sport in women's athletics?
Yeah, if everyone really would dial into our hockey program, they would see that they're one of the most dynamic, tough, gritty, successful, just a great perspective on what college athletics is all about. Coach Muzzerall does a great job of leading these young ladies to perform at a high level, but we also have a team GPA over 3.6. These young ladies are tough-minded athletes. They really represent Ohio State at the highest level. And, to see what we've done the last 4 years, where we've won 2 national championships, we've been in the championship game all 4 years. We lost literally in the last 18 seconds last year. And so being around some of the young ladies this fall, there's a hunger, there's kind of this gleam in their eye, like they want to get back to hoisting that trophy up again. So just a fun team to watch, and I just encourage everyone to follow this team and get to know them as best they can. So it's a fun group.
Well, Ross, can you let us know, I guess, where we are in regards to maybe a new facility that I know has been discussed for a while and is on a big-time wish list for not only the women but the men's team as well?
Yeah, there's no question about it, Skip. The new hockey arena has been talked about for some time. I've seen plans dated all the way back to like 2010. And so I know that it's been a conversation, and our goal is, 1, we got to get it right. 2, we got to pay for it. And then 3, we got to get it off the ground. And so the joint facility now, it's a men's and women's arena, around 4,500, 5,000 seats. It would go right next to the Cavelli Center there in the athletic district. So we have the location. We think we have the scope of the project. We've made a lot of progress on some of the concepts and the design of it. Now what we're working on is the funding formula. We have some money set aside already. There's been donors that have stepped up and made gifts. We're not ready to go public with the entire plan yet, but I would say that we're making a lot of progress behind the scenes on the financing plan. The design is coming along. So hopefully right after the first of the year, the calendar year, we can really put our foot on base and say, this is the timeline, this is how much it costs, this is how much money we've got in hand, here's how much money we have left to raise. So I think we're making a lot of progress because, 1, we need it, it's the right thing to do, and it's going to be a dynamic facility, not only for our programs, but also the city as well.
Well, Ross, we talked about the women's team. Quick note on the men's team. I mean, they'll open next weekend against Northern Michigan, and I know there's excitement as well for the men's team coming off their NCAA tournament appearance last year as well.
Yeah, Coach Rollick, he just does a great job. The culture of the program. Look, we don't have the deep history that other programs may have. But as far, again, back to grittiness, back to toughness, the way he recruits, the way he gets the team to build upon one another. The run we had last year was amazing, getting to the championship game of the Big Ten tournament. Unfortunately, we weren't able to host at our home facility because of, high school wrestling and the other things that happen in the shot. That's another reason why we need a new building, right, so we can host those postseason events. But Coach Rollick does a great job. The shot, when you're in there, and everybody's in the lower bowl, that thing can be rocking. And so it's a fun atmosphere. So just excited to see our team come back on the ice again this year.
Ohio State Athletic Director Ross Bjork. Ross, we always appreciate your time. Enjoy the second half here this evening. We'll see you next week in Champaign, okay?
We finally got a night game here this year. Let's go. Go Bucks.
Again, the score here at the half, Ohio State 21, Minnesota 3. Up next, we'll chat with Ohio State President Ted Carter as halftime activities continue. This is Buckeye Football from Learfield.
When it comes to your cancer diagnosis, the choice for your care is clear.
And when you choose the James at Ohio State,
you're opting for care from a highly specialized team dedicated to treating one type of cancer, yours.
A team that studies the unique makeup of your disease to develop a personalized treatment plan.
You're choosing our region's only comprehensive cancer center designated by the National Cancer Institute.
For your cancer care, the choice is clear. The James at Ohio State.
Ready?
doesn't matter if you're playing hard or working hard. Your workout only works out if you recover right. Chocolate milk helps you recover for what comes next. It's delicious and contains the right mix of protein and carbs to help refuel exhausted muscles. From biking to bench presses, Milk's protein helps you build lean muscle and gain more from your workouts.
Ready? Recover. Repeat. Brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey, Buckeye fans, it's Polk Heels for Window Nation. Columbus, did you know you can get 2 free tickets to an upcoming Ohio State football game if you replace all the windows in your home with Window Nation? This month, they're offering 50% off all window styles, plus no payments for 2 whole years. That's right, no down payment, no monthly payments, and no interest until 2027. Get big savings, plus 1-day installation with Window Nation, a proud partner of Ohio State Athletics. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com today.
Hear every Buckeye game every year. The Fan.
Today's broadcast is presented by Safe Light Auto Glass.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Again, halftime at Ohio Stadium in Columbus. Ohio State 21, Minnesota 3. Skip Mossick joined by Ohio State President Ted Carter. Great to see you back home as Big Ten play continues.
Yeah, Skip, good to be with you. And what a great win out in Seattle against Washington last week. And it's great to be home here, homecoming, our 113th in our history under the lights tonight. And let's face it, the team's taking care of business. We got 277 yards of total offense compared to 111. Julian saying 14 for 17 for 237, 2 touchdowns. We're doing good.
Absolutely. You mentioned homecoming. It's always special here at Ohio State. Tell us about the week.
So, yeah, the week was really special. I mean, to do the homecoming parade yesterday and all the events there, and you saw with the homecoming court that we had out there today, and then to celebrate 60 years of Brutus. I mean, think about it. 60 years ago, homecoming against Minnesota, we introduced Brutus for $50 on a papier-mâché head, and he's the most iconic, mascot in the country. So, yeah, there's a lot of great feelings going on right now.
Turning 60 for Brutus. So what's something that most fans may not know about Brutus Buckeye?
I don't think fans know that, first of all, the first woman Brutus was in 1977. A lot of fans may not know for a long time we only had 2 people doing Brutus, so that was quite a chore. And I think a lot of people may not know that Brutus is in the Mascot Hall of Fame, and he wins the push-up contest just about every year. and when he was doing a live interview with Jon Stewart on national television, he had to fight off a real squirrel.
No kidding.
Lots of fun stuff out there.
President Carter, you made news on campus with this week with the appointment of a new leader for Ohio State research, and I know you have really big goals in this area. What does the future of research look like here at Ohio State?
Yeah, we're one of the national leaders in research. We're a top 11 research university today, and that's at about a $1.6 billion federal and industry research grants, and we have plans to get to $2 billion. But, it's way more than just the dollars. It's some of the things that we're doing. We just announced John Horrick is going to be the new lead for our research. He's got tremendous background with NASA, and he, along with many of us, have done a lot of work out there on the International Space Station, over 4,000 experiments done out there. And, we're going to retire that thing in 2030. So we're connected in just about every aspect of national security, science, health, and we're going to continue to be really important in that space.
You mentioned health. Does that research extend into healthcare as well?
Yeah, it really does. And a lot of our, fans may know that last night we raised a 30-foot tall Block O, on top of the new hospital center, and we're going to open that thing in February. 26 stories high. That Block O is 30 feet tall, and it's spectacular. I mean, it's like the bat signal all over the city of Columbus. You can see it, and this is really going to be a game changer. This is the largest freestanding hospital tower being erected in the United States, and the largest in our history. So this is a game changer for us. It will really improve cancer care, women's health care, children's care, major organ transplant. So this is really going to be important for the citizens of Ohio.
Great to know it's there if you need it. Hopefully we'll never need it, but it's great to know it's there.
It's really important.
Ohio State President Ted Carter, we appreciate your time as always. We'll see you in Champaign next week, okay?
Skip, looking forward to it.
21-3, Ohio State leads Minnesota. Halftime here at Ohio Stadium in Columbus. We'll check your college football scoreboard next. This is Buckeye Football from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
Listen up, Buckeye Nation. Tailgates, busy mornings, even meal prep. Ohio eggs fit every game plan. Packed with healthy protein, easy to prepare, and always a crowd pleaser. Ohio eggs are the MVP of your plate. When you add a dozen eggs to your cart, you're not just buying breakfast. You're getting 1.5 pounds of protein-rich food for nutritious meals, quick snacks, and game day favorites. All in one carton. Thanks to Ohio farmers, more than 11 billion nutritious eggs are produced in the Buckeye State every year. Your playbook for delicious meals starts at ohioeggs.com.
Hey Buckeyes, ready to one-up your rivals off the field? Abbott and the Big Ten are back with the We Give Blood Drive. By showing up to donate blood, you can help your school win $1 million for student or community health. Score a limited edition home field designed Ohio State t-shirt, and most importantly, save lives. Go to bigten.org/Abbott to find a donation location and put Ohio State in the lead. That's bigten.org/Abbott.
Always and forever your home of the Buckeyes. Home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
Today's broadcast is presented by Safe Light Auto Glass.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
21-3, Ohio State leads Minnesota. Halftime here in Columbus. Skip Mossick with a quick check of your college football scoreboard. Other games in the top 25 tonight, all at the half. Texas Tech leads at Houston 25-11. Number 3, Miami, a 14-3 lead at number 18, Florida State. Halftime, number 6, Texas A&M on top of Mississippi State 7-3. Finals from around the state today. Big win for Cincinnati. They knock off number 14, Iowa State 38-30. Ball State over Ohio 20-14. Akron with a win over Central Michigan 28-22. Miami, Ohio, a win at Northern Illinois 25-14. Youngstown State playing host to second-ranked South Dakota State. FCS action tonight. South Dakota State 35, YSU 24. Again, Ohio State 21, Minnesota 3. That's your score here at the half. Paul and Jim back to preview the second half next. This is Buckeye Football from Learfield.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Hosting a passionate crew of Buckeye fans? Revamp your rec room for an epic watch party with power reclining sofas, massaging recliners, entertainment centers, and coffee tables from Bob's. They even have sofas with drop-down tables for snacks and bevs. Shop in-store or online to score big on an incredible game day setup at Bob's everyday low prices. Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Today's broadcast is presented by Safe Light Auto Glass.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
DirecTV is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Stream the Buckeyes satellite free on DirecTV. Visit directtv.com today to learn more. Halftime here at Ohio Stadium. Jim, the Buckeyes lead Minnesota 21-3.
Yeah, here's some of the stats, Paul. At halftime, Ohio State has had 29 offensive plays for 277 yards, 237 yards in the air, 12 rushes for 40 yards. Minnesota has had 31 plays for 111 yards, 90 yards passing, 21 yards on 12 attempts. Leading rusher for Ohio State, Bo Jackson, 7 carries for 35 yards. C.J. Donaldson has 3 carries, one of those a TD. Julian Sain at half, 14 to 17, 237 yards, 2 touchdowns. Carnell Tate has 7 catches for 163 yards, along a 49 for a TD. Jeremiah Smith, 4 catches for 36 yards and a TD. Leading tacklers at halftime, Arvell Reese, Davidson Igbonosa, and Sonny Styles all have 4.
21-3, Ohio State ahead of Minnesota here at the half. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
AEP Energy wants to know if you're ready to say goodbye to higher rates and hello to savings. Get your energy costs under control by locking in a fixed rate for your electricity supply. You'll lower your bills and get price protection from rising rates. Take control and lock in a low fixed rate. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. AEP Energy is a competitive retail electrical and natural gas service provider and affiliate of Ohio Power Company, AEP Ohio. AEP Energy is not soliciting on behalf of and is not an agent of AEP Ohio.
AgPro has been family owned and operated for over 64 years. We take pride in developing long-lasting relationships and offering first-class customer service. Need a new tractor, parts for your used equipment, or reliable service? AgPro has you covered. AgPro is here to serve you and your operation as your hometown dealer. Visit us today at any of our AgPro locations or go online to agproco.com to get started with your AgPro experience.
Buckeye fans expect a certain standard. That's true of the food they share on game day too, which is why Giant Eagle is always part of the game plan. With fresh, high-quality food and everyday savings, it's easy to tailgate like a champ or feed the ravenous fans at home. For long touchdown runs and effortless grocery runs, Giant Eagle is here. Giant Eagle, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Today's broadcast is presented by Safe Light Auto Glass.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Welcome back to the Union Home Mortgage broadcast booth, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Learn about their 1% down payment program at UHM.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 2229, otherwise known as the Skip Mossick Penthouse. Halftime, 21-3, Ohio State leading Minnesota. Down on the field to Tyler Danberg.
Coach, what are you telling the guys heading into this first possession?
We go down and score. It's 24-3 or it's 28-3, and you got a chance to really, separate ourselves right now. So we got to come out with a ton of energy and great execution out of halftime.
Thanks, Coach. Guys, up to you.
Each first down that Ohio State picks up tonight brought to you by Kroger. A reminder that Kroger Pickup is the easy way to get what you want right when you need it. Try Kroger Pickup today in the Kroger app or at Kroger.com. At halftime, they acknowledge the Hall of Fame entrants, the Ohio State Athletics Hall of Fame. And among them, Billy Price, Ohio State former offensive lineman. If I remember right, Jim, he moved from guard to center and was part of the national championship team in 2014.
Yeah, he was, and started about every game of his career. 55 straight starts here for Ohio State, and that's pretty thin air when you get up to 55 here for the Buckeyes. So he came in day one, was almost ready to go, and had a heck of a career here at Ohio State. So congratulations to Billy and his family for the induction into the Ohio State Hall of Fame.
Yes, one of a number of people that went in. Another one was Alex Wimmers, former baseball pitcher. Grew up with Alex's dad. His grandparents used to have a delicatessen right near where I went to grade school at.
Yeah, I think they had, 10 total in this class.
Yes, they did.
Pretty big class. And, I was kind of jealous because now they come in, they get them the great scarlet jackets, kind of like
they didn't do that when you went in?
No. Nothing. You got a plaque.
Okay, and I'm sure it's very nice.
Yeah, it's down there by the pool table. You've been down there a few times.
Oh, I know my way around that area at your house, along with others.
Yeah.
Well, Ohio State will get the ball to start the third quarter as they lead Minnesota 21-3 here at Ohio State in the only home game in the month of October for the Buckeyes. Well, Danneberg with a kickoff, and it'll land in the end zone for a touchback. So Ohio State's offense has been sparked by the play of quarterback Julian Sain, a 6-yard TD pass to Jeremiah Smith, a 44-yard TD pass to Carnell Tate, and then C.J. Donaldson with a 1-yard touchdown run. That all counters the 27-yard Brady Danneberg field goal for Minnesota.
Yeah, if I'm a coach and I look at those rushing numbers, just 40 on 12, that's not good enough. We're averaging 181 a game, not running the ball very effective, but we have had some big plays in the air.
And we have seen a majority of the running back sets claimed by Bo Jackson, the freshman from Cleveland Villa Angela St. Joseph's, the first freshman at Ohio State to have 100 yards in his first 2 games, 108 against Grambling State, 109 against Ohio University. He did not play in the opener against Texas. 1st and 10, Ohio State at their own 25. Jackson is in the backfield with quarterback Julian Sayin, who works out of a shotgun. Single receivers right and left. Snap to Sayin, feeds Bo Jackson running right side. He runs into a wall, spins away from it, and slides forward to maybe about the 27-yard line. Looked like it was going to be nothing. Stop made by linebacker Matt Kingsbury.
Boy, I wonder if that was a knee down or early whistle, because, he was still moving and picked up about 3, but they're only going to give him a gain of about a half yard.
Yeah, sure are. So 2nd and 9.5 with the ball placed there at the 26-yard line. I agree with you, Jim. Looked like he had a little more with that spin move. Smith off the line to the right. Tate comes wide to the left along with a couple of tight ends. And quarterback Julian Sayin in the gun. Bo Jackson off his right-hand hip. 2nd and 9, the scoreboard says. Ohio State at their own 26. Snap to Sayin. Looks to throw. Sayin sliding to his left. Throws on the run as he flips that upfield. Caught by a falling out of bounds Ohio State receiver. Carnell Tate at the Buckeye 42 fell out in front of defensive back John Nestor. A first down pickup and a great one presented by Kroger.
And that's a new career high. 8 catches for Carnell Tate. He had 7 back in January against Texas. Now he's got 8 here just early in the third quarter.
Just tiptoed the sideline, grabbed it, fell out of bounds.
Beautiful catch.
It was. So the ball at the 42-yard line.
Pretty good throw, too.
On the Ohio State side of the field. That throw by quarterback Julian Sayin, who's the front man in a pistol. James Peoples behind him at tailback. It's the opening drive at the third quarter. Now Sayin looks like he's changing some things. Resettles into the pistol formation. Gets the snap, fakes a handoff, sets to throw. He'll heave that out on the right side where it is caught. And it's one of the tight ends, Kazmarek, who gets to the 50 and is wrestled down. Wrestled down by linebacker Devin Williams of the Minnesota 49. Max Clare is.
That's his 3rd catch of the game. He's had 6 coming into this ball game, so a little bit of a coming out party for Max Clare, who caught a bunch of passes at Purdue.
Yes, 4 of them for touchdowns. He's got 1 touchdown in an Ohio State uniform. Young man out of St. Xavier High School in Cincinnati before he went to Purdue. 2nd and 1, Ohio State at the Minnesota 49. Early third quarter, 21-3, Buckeyes leading. Again, a pistol set in the backfield. Sayin at quarterback, Peoples behind him at tailback. Sayin feeds Peoples, but whistles and flags stop the play.
False start.
Before the ball was snapped, false start. Offense number 89. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
That is tight end Will Kazmarek. We've seen Clare, Kazmarek, Thurman, Christian, and Roberts all play as tight end types tonight.
2nd penalty for Ohio State for 10 yards, so make it about, 2nd and 8, 2nd and 6?
Back on their own side of the field at their own 46-yard line. Julian Sayin gets the snap from Carson Hinsman, sets his feet, throws middle of the field, and it's caught by Max Clare again. Tackle to the Minnesota 45-yard line. Max Clare is brought down by defensive back Darius Green. That moves the chains for a first down.
Well, they're trying to cover everybody in the field, and they're leaving Max Clare open. At least a couple times on this drive, Julian Sayin's found him wide open and put the ball right between the 8 and the 6 for easy catches for Max Clare.
Now we're going to see 2 running backs in the huddle, C.J. Donaldson and Bo Jackson for Ohio State. 1st and 10 to the Minnesota 46 with 12:10 to play third quarter. Jeremiah Smith goes wide to the right. Carnell Tate flanked left. And Sayin is in between the 2 tailbacks. He's going to pitch it out. Coming to the left side is Bo Jackson. And he's tripped up and stopped right around the Minnesota 48 Maverick. Baranowski, linebacker, and defensive back Kerry Brown involved in that stop.
Yeah, it's the first time we've gone to 2 back, and I don't know if we'll go back to that right there. We kind of missed some guys there blocking on the edge. They had a couple free runners, and Minnesota picks up a tackle for loss.
James Peoples comes off the sideline, and he'll be the single back behind Julian Sayin in a pistol. Innes and Tate off the line to the right, Smith wide left. 2nd and 12, Ohio State of the Minnesota 48. Now Tate motioning to the left. Carson Hinsman center, snaps at the quarterback Julian Sayin. A busted play, and he'll roll to the right, take off running, and he's dropped at the 48-yard line, brought down by defensive back Zaquan Bryant. He went to hand to the right, but the running back went to the left.
Yeah, and Carlos Lachlan, Ryan Day talking to James people now after that last one.
Yeah. Well,
no gain.
To make it 3rd and 12, ball at the 48 of Minnesota. Under 11 to play, third quarter, 21-3. Ohio State leading after they fell behind 3-0.
I'd look towards Carnell Tate or Jeremiah Smith here.
Well, Tate goes wide to the right with Brandon Ennis. Jeremiah Smith comes wide to the left. And Bo Jackson is in at tailback. Julian Sand gets the snap. Sand looking to throw, steps up through the pocket. Now takes off rolling, a flag out at the 50-yard line. Sand, he'll run it upfield and get knocked out of bounds at the Minnesota 40-yard line. And a big stick was delivered out there by Emmanuel Carmo, linebacker, in front of the Gopher bench.
Looks like they're going to get holding on Ohio State, so they'll take this back and do it again. Or they'll decline it. We'll see what they come up with here.
That was a big hit by linebacker Emmanuel Carmo.
Close to being out of bounds.
I was just getting ready to say that. On quarterback Julian Sand.
Offense number 75. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
The culprit, center Carson Hinsman, who tonight is making his 26th start as an Ohio State Buckeye.
Yeah, started all of 2024 or 2023.
Except for the bowl game.
Yeah, and then came in at the end of last year and started several games after Seth McLaughlin got hurt and Donovan Jackson got hurt, and been the starter every game so far this year.
3rd and 22. Ohio State backed up now to their own 42-yard line. Julian Sand gets the snap. Sets up to pass from his 32. Pressure coming. Sand takes off running. Screens at left side. Jeremiah Smith at the Ohio State 40. And he is stopped at the Ohio State 39 by linebacker Devin Williams.
Yeah, not a good drive there for Ohio State. They picked up 1 first down and looked like they had things moving. And penalties got us backed up a little bit. Missed assignment there on one of those running plays, and Ohio State will send their punter out, Joe McGuire.
And Coy Parrish, who averages just a little more than 9 per punt return, will drop deep for Minnesota. Long snapper is John Furman. He will hike it from the Ohio State 40. Joe McGuire standing at his 25-yard line to await the snap. That offensive line is a little overbalanced to the right. Snap to McGuire, hits the punt from the 30-yard line. Coy Parrish waiting on it, makes a fair catch. Or no, makes a catch at his 18. He's slowed and he's going to be stopped. Now he gets away from defenders. Flag is out as Parrish runs to the right, and he is stopped by Sonny Styles at the Minnesota 25-yard line. But there's a penalty flag out from behind where Parrish was returning.
Yeah, let's see what they got here. Was that a hold by Minnesota, or somebody grabbed the face mask or gear of Minnesota?
And he was close to being stopped further backfield.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Receiving team number 4. The penalty is half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
That was Zaquan Bryan guilty of that. Buckeye football brought to you in part by Encova Insurance for auto and home, encircling you with solutions you can trust. Encova, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. 9:15 to play third quarter here in Columbus, 21-3. Ohio State leading Minnesota. Tonight's broadcast presented by Safelat Auto Glass. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. Growing up in the family business, I've seen firsthand the joy and love that comes with finding the perfect engagement ring. For over 77 years, our family's been dedicated to providing the best quality, unmatched selection, and the guaranteed best price. From timeless classics to custom designs, we have the perfect ring for every love story. Let our family help you celebrate the moments that mean the most. Visit Diamond Cellar today on Salmo Road or at Easton Town Center.
This time of year, it's all or nothing, and Toyota's got all you need during Toyota Truck Month. Now through November 3rd, get 1.75 APR financing or $3,000 customer cash on a powerful new 25 Tundra. Excludes TRD Pro. Or lease a 25 Tundra SR Crew Max for $409 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, getting ahead in this world is not as complicated as it might seem. Having the early guidance and counsel of your community banker, one who knows you and your family's story, can make a great deal of difference. Relationships matter. Bank on community banking. I'm Scott McComb. Coming over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Your Ohio State flagship station, The Fan.
Today's broadcast is presented by Safe Light Auto Glass.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
9 minutes, 15 seconds left in the third quarter here at Ohio Stadium, 21-3. Ohio State ahead of Minnesota. Each Buckeye defensive third down this half is brought to you by Corson Fire and Security. Protecting life and property since 1946, from knowledgeable salespeople to highly trained technicians, Corson provides the very best fire protection and security solutions to businesses throughout Ohio. Learn more at Corson.com. Down on the field to Tyler Danberg.
Buckeyes defensive end Kenyatta Jackson Jr. doubtful to return. He's exchanged his football pants for some gym shorts, and his status is still unclear in this ballgame, guys.
All right, it'll be 1st and 10. Minnesota with the ball at their own 8-yard line. Their only score, a 27-yard field goal from Brady Denneberg. And Drake Lindsey, redshirt freshman quarterback, will have them set up shot. Behind him is Fime Ijiboy at tailback. He's actually off his right hip. Snap to Lindsey, tosses the screen left side quickly to Logan Loya. He slips out of one tackle, but Jermaine Matthews puts him down at the 6 of Minnesota. It was Lorenzo Stiles, nickelback, who had him at first.
Yeah, Lorenzo Stiles forced that whole issue there. Great job there by number 3. Picking up a tackle for a loss of -2 yards on that quick screen play towards the Gophers bench.
Playing in his 26th game at Ohio State, matching the number he played when he was at Notre Dame. 2nd and 12, Gophers at their own 6-yard line. Ijiboy, the single setback, 2 receivers wide to the right now. One of them, the tight end Bierman, will motion over to the slot left position. Drake Lindsey under center, gets the snap. Hands it off. Ijiboy goes to the middle. He's piled up and stopped right around maybe the 7-yard line, maybe the 8-yard line. In there to help bring that play to an end was Edric Houston. It brings up a course and third down.
Yeah, Caden McDonald also in there, helped gum things up on the inside. Just an excellent job there by our defensive front. Just had a 3-man line, and they were able to, with those linebackers right behind them, were able to force them into that running position and just pick up a short gain.
Yeah, that was McDonald and not Houston. The 98 and 96 look pretty close from here. 3rd and 11. Minnesota from their own 7-yard line. Drake Lindsey in a shotgun. Cam Davis off his right hip in the backfield. 3 wide to the right, single receiver to the left. Lindsey the snap, back in his own end zone. He airs that up the left side, and it's incomplete. Davison Igbinosun was covering the receiver who was moving up the left sideline. That was Javon Tracy, covered by corner Davison Igbinosun. The Gophers will have to punt it away.
Number 92, Caden Curry, was in that backfield in a hurry. He actually talked to the official after that and won the holding call. Didn't get one, and either did Davison Igbinosun on that. So
not a bad trade-off, was it?
Yeah, no harm, no foul, they'll punt.
And it's Tom Weston, the sophomore from Australia. Originally, he was at a Wichita Baptist for 3 years before he ended up in Dinkytown. That's what they call that area
saw
there.
that.
Yeah. Weston in his own zone. Gets the snap, punts it with the right foot. Brandon Innes for Ohio State, moving around, catches at his own 44, moves, and he throws it backwards now, where it's caught by Lorenzo Stiles. Running up the left side to the 40 of Minnesota. Stiles to the 30. He's to the 20 and knocked out of bounds at the 20-yard line is Lorenzo Stiles on a backward pass. He was finally put out by Mason Carrier. Nice play.
Little throwback action there, and a nice throw by number 1, Brandon Innes on that play.
For those who are NFL fans, it's somewhat similar to the old Music City Miracle that the Tennessee Titans pulled off in the playoffs a number of years ago. So Ohio State's going to have the ball to Minnesota 20-yard line.
There's all kind of things on the field there.
Yep, Buckeyes in the Giant Eagle red zone because of all of that. Carnell Tate will go wide to the right. Jeremiah Smith wide left. And Bo Jackson in the backfield next to quarterback Julian Sayin, who gets the snap. Sayin drops back to the Minnesota 30 to throw. He looks, heaves that up the left side. Caught by Bo Jackson. The Gopher 15 moves to the 10. Taken down at the 9-yard line. Minnesota able to get that stop made right at their own 9 by Rashawn Lawrence, defensive lineman. It is a first down.
1st and goal for Ohio State. Nice run after catch by Bo Jackson. Julian Sayin felt pressure, stepped up in the pocket, and then looked out to his left and found number 25, Bo Jackson,
who remains in the backfield to the left of Julian Sayin. Smith and Tate go wide right. Tight ends, Kazmarek and Christian on the left side of the line. Sayin in a shotgun gets the snap. Hands it off. Bo Jackson shoots straight ahead and gets to about the 5, and that's where the play will come to an end. Maverick Baranowski, linebacker, with a stop for Minnesota.
Yeah, they're going to spot that right at the 5-yard line, so gaining maybe 4.5 for Bo Jackson.
And again, Ohio State operating in plus territory because of a nice return play. 2nd and goal.
It's his 10th rushing attempt for 39 yards. Came in averaging over 8 yards per carry, so he needs to bust a big one here. Well, not here, but sometime during the game.
Yeah, 2nd and goal at the Minnesota 5. He being Bo Jackson, who's behind Julian Sayin in a pistol formation. Tate and Smith wide left. Ennis off the line to the right with Christian. Handoff will go Bo Jackson running over left guard. Jackson pounds into the bodies, and he's going to be stopped short of the goal line at about the 1.
Give it to him again.
Yeah. Stop made by Rashawn Lawrence, defensive lineman who last week blocked a field goal.
Bo Jackson has 1 rushing TD on the season.
We're going to see Kazmarek, Thurman, and Roberts, all tight ends, coming into the lineup as the receivers Smith and Ennis go out. 3rd and goal, Ohio State at the Minnesota 1.
What do we got here?
The ruling on the previous play was the runner was down short of the goal line. The play is under further review.
And this official review is brought to you by AAA. Become a AAA Buckeye MVP member today at AAA.com/Buckeyes. Well, they're going to take a look at it and see whether or not Bo Jackson penetrated the end zone. And it looks like he may have.
Looks like the ball crossed the line.
As we look at it on the TV set here in our booth.
They got it on the big screen, too, if you want to look right now.
Yeah. Another view of it.
No knees, no elbows down.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Bo Jackson, freshman from Villa Angela St. Joseph's. Well, they're showing it again on the big scoreboard to the delight of the homecoming crowd.
I think he broke the plane.
How about all the people who were out here earlier today?
Yeah, I got in there about 3:45, and the parking lot was pretty full.
And it was warm out in the sun. Very warm.
Still warm.
Yes.
For October.
The review is still being diagnosed. It's 21-3 at the moment.
The review is a touchdown.
Well, Bo Jackson with a touchdown run. 27-3. Ohio State leading.
Good review, boys.
His 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. Bo Jackson. So Ohio State's lead grows to 27-3. PAT unit out to try for point number 28. John Furman to snap. Joe McGuire to hold. And Jaden Fielding looking to bat it through. Senior out of League City, Texas. Everybody set on both lines of scrimmage. Furman in position. McGuire has both hands on the ground to call for the snap. Reaches his right hand out, puts it down. Fielding with a kick with the right foot. It is up, and it is good. 28-3, Ohio State ahead of Minnesota with that touchdown. That's another donation from the Heartland Bank Community Foundation to the USO of Central and Southern Ohio, benefiting our active duty military personnel and their families. For more information or to support our troops, go to usocso.org and be the force behind the forces. Timeout with 5:45 to play third quarter. 28-3, Ohio State ahead of Minnesota. Tonight's broadcast presented by Safe Light Auto Glass. This is Buckeye Football from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance and their local independent agents are prepared for what's next and protect what matters most to you. Whether that's your home, car, business, or family, Encova's got your back with a policy that fits you perfectly. With local independent agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova's playbook is an easy win for your peace of mind. You can trust their team of agents to develop a strategy that's just right for you. And it's not just X's and O's. Your expert agent will guide you and provide insurance solutions so you can confidently manage your risk and count on a financially secure future. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you. Encova is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Today's broadcast is presented by Safelite Auto Glass.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Buckeye fans, every time that Minnesota gets inside the Buckeye 20-yard line, tonight it's time to defend the shoe. Brought to you by Andrel, an official sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, whose mission is to transform U.S. military capabilities through advanced technology. Bo Jackson, a 5-yard touchdown run, plus the point after for Ohio State, giving the Buckeyes a 28-3 lead over Minnesota with 5:45 to play third quarter.
The Ohio State scoring drive, powered by Honda, celebrating over 40 years of manufacturing right here in Ohio. 3 plays, 20 yards, 146 off the clock. Down on the sideline to Tyler Danberg.
Jim, that Jackson touchdown doesn't happen without a little razzle-dazzle. Brandon Innish, the lateral to Lorenzo Styles Jr. on the punt return, helping set up that scoring drive. Innish ran over to the bench after the touchdown, and he greeted Lorenzo Styles Jr. He was pumped up, big smile on his face, kind of stretched out his right arm, said he hadn't thrown that football in a really long time.
Well, if you will remember, too, Lorenzo Styles, when he was a wide receiver at Notre Dame a handful of years ago, came in here and had a big, I think it was like a 50-some yard catch very early in that game that Ohio State eventually won thanks to a touchdown pass to the departed Xavier Johnson. Departed meaning eligibility done.
Yeah, they had 36 yards they gained on that throwback, Lorenzo Styles Jr.
So he knows what to do with the ball in his hands. Jaden Fielding with a kickoff for Ohio State. Coy Parrish from Minnesota will field that at the 2. Fair catch must have been called for.
Yep.
So the Gophers will have it, trailing 28-3 with 5:45 to play. Third quarter. Score perks on Game Day Essentials all season long at Giant Eagle, who is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Timeout again, 5:45 left in the third, 28-3. Ohio State ahead of Minnesota. Tonight's broadcast presented by Safelite Auto Glass. This is Buckeye Football from Learfield. Paul Keels here for Window Nation. Columbus, now is the best time to replace your windows. Window Nation is offering 50% off all window styles, plus no payments for 2 whole years. That's right, no down payment, no monthly payments, and no interest until 2027. They'll also throw in 2 free tickets to an upcoming Ohio State football game if you replace all the windows in your home. Take advantage of big savings, plus 1-day installation with Window Nation, a proud partner of Ohio State Athletics. Call 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com today.
The best outcomes for treating cancer come from early detection and early diagnosis.
The James Cancer Diagnostic Center at Ohio State
is designed to provide rapid evaluation and a clear diagnosis.
We are transforming care by giving patients direct access
to cancer experts who study and treat cancer every day.
If you think you have cancer, the choice is clear.
Choose the James Cancer Diagnostic Center.
Now, the officials have been talking for quite some time.
Alrighty, let's see what they have to say. Upon further review, there is no penalty on the play. However, we have conferred and discovered that Bob, the line judge, has saved a boatload for his kids' college using Ohio's 529 plan. It is tax-free, accepted nationwide. Bob recommends we all go to collegeadvantage.com. First down.
Well, that's not entirely unexpected.
Classic Bob.
Today's broadcast is presented by Safelite Auto Glass.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
When you need urgent care, there are many choices, but there's only one advanced level of urgent care led by Ohio State Emergency Medicine Physicians. Ohio State Advanced Urgent Care. When you need care fast, the choice is clear. 5 minutes, 45 seconds left in the third quarter here at Ohio Stadium with the top-ranked and undefeated Ohio State Buckeyes lead the Minnesota Golden Gophers 28-3.
Well, let's see what this defense can do. They've been pretty good throughout the course of the game. Just the opening drive that Minnesota was able to take down and get 3 points on. They held tough once they got inside that red zone. Only giving up 5.5 per game, so they're below their average right now.
Yes, number 1 in the nation in scoring defense because of that number. Buckeyes have rattled off 28 unanswered. They have the 28-3 lead. So Minnesota first and 10 at their own 25. Buckeyes trying to get what would be a 14th consecutive win over the Gophers. Not an opponent they see every year. They saw them 2 years ago right here in this stadium. Remember, a few years before that began the season on a Thursday night game up there in Minneapolis.
Buckeyes have 4 defensive linemen and 3 linebackers with Peyton Pierce in the ballgame right now.
Minnesota quarterback Drake Lindsey is changing apparently what the play was coming off the sideline. Fime Ijiboy, tailback, is off his right-hand side. Lindsey gets the snap out of the shotgun, hands it Ejeboy going over to the left side, and he goes right into the arms of a defender. Corner Davison Igbinosun, one of the first Buckeyes to get in there and bring that play to a halt.
How did he get in there so quick, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's supposed to be out lined up wide with the receiver, but they had a condensed formation, Minnesota did, and allowed him to get close to the action, and he's got to have 5 tackles by now.
Yeah, it's going to be, second and 9, second and 8 for Minnesota. Ball at their own 27-yard line. Lemeke Brockington, Jalen Smith go wide to the left. Javon Tracy wide right with Ejeboy in the backfield with quarterback Drake Lindsey. 2nd and 8, Minnesota from their 27-yard line. Lindsey motions Brockington toward the line. He drops straight back to throw, dumps it out, and it is almost intercepted. It's incomplete at the 30. Thrown for Javon Tracy on the right side, and corner Jermaine Matthews jumped the route, tried to pick it off. Brings up a course and 3rd down.
Buckeyes brought 7 there. They brought 4 defensive linemen, both linebackers, and then why not just add Caleb Downs into the mix? Put a lot of pressure on Drake Lindsey there. He had to get rid of it quick. Ends up incomplete and almost picked off.
And almost into the end zone the other way.
Yeah.
3rd and 8. Gophers at their 27-yard line. 2 receivers, Brockington and Tracy, come wide to the right, single flanker to the left. Tight ends on each side for quarterback Drew Lindsey, who's in an empty backfield. And 3rd down, Lindsey stomps his foot, gets the snap. Pressure coming, dumps a short one on the right side. Brockington at the 25. He's hit immediately and dropped right there at the 25-yard line. Bo Atkinson in there to make the stop with Caden Curry, a couple of defensive ends, but I think it was Sonny Styles who got that all gummed up, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was. Block O was in there to make that play for a loss of 2 yards. So this will be punt number 6 for Tom Weston, who's averaging a pretty good average at 51.8.
Better than his season average of 42.5. Brandon Ennis is back for Ohio State at the Buckeye 30-yard line. 4.5 and counting. 4th and 11 here in the 3rd quarter. Long snapper is Alan Sukup, gets it back to Weston, unleashes the punt from the 15 with the right foot. Ennis backing up. Backing still, makes the grab at the Ohio State 18, moves up the right seam. Ennis to the 30 on his own side, and he is stopped shy of the 30-yard line. Pierce Walsh, tight end, out there to make the tackle for Minnesota.
Boy, if he could have cleared him, he might have had some more running room after that. Brandon Ennis getting up slowly, appears to be okay as he jogs back to the Ohio State sideline.
So the Buckeye offense will come onto the field. 4 minutes and 9 seconds to play. 3rd quarter, 28-3. Ohio State leading. A Donaldson TD run, saying 2 TD passes, 1 to Smith, the other to Tate, and Bo Jackson a TD run. All of that after Denneberg had hit a 27-yard field goal for Minnesota. Isaiah West is in the backfield for Ohio State. Freshman running back out of Philadelphia. 1st and 10 Buckeyes from their 28. Julian Sayin remains at quarterback with a 3-receiver package. Fakes a handoff, screens it right side. Tate races to his own 30, and he's slowed and stopped right at about the 32-yard line by linebacker Matt Kingsbury of Minnesota.
Catch number 9 now for Carnell Tate. Over 180 yards receiving. You might be looking at the Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week if he keeps that up.
Junior out of Chicago was on the receiving end of a 44-yard touchdown pass from Julian Sayin.
Although UCLA got that big win over Penn State, it's probably going out west.
Well, Northwestern, I think, won too, and you always have to worry about that. 2nd and 6. Buckeyes at their own 32-yard line. Pistol formation with West at tailback, Sayin at quarterback right in front of him. Snap to Sayin. Hands it Isaiah West running right side, and Maverick Baranowski, linebacker's going to yank him down at about the Ohio State 34-yard line.
Yeah, gained maybe a 3 yards, so sets up a 3rd and 3 for the Buckeyes. Buckeyes on 3rd down are 3 for 6. Came in the ball game at 50%. They're right there now.
We say that about Northwestern because, as we have been told, they're the Big Ten Chicago team and the Big Ten office in suburban Chicago. And that's kind of how that goes sometimes for both football and basketball. 3rd and 3. Ohio State at their own 35-yard line here in the 3rd quarter. Julian Sayin in the shotgun, gets the snap, looks right, throws right, caught at the 40-yard line. Jeremiah Smith, who's wrestled out of bounds by corner John Nestor, but it is enough to move the chains for an Ohio State 1st down.
Strong hands by Jeremiah Smith. Man, he took that pass, snagged it out of the air, was past the 1st down marker, and was eased out of bounds.
He came into the game tied number 11 all-time with TD catches, so with 20, he should at least break that tie.
Yep. He's moving up.
With a 1 tonight.
He's got 2 rushing TDs, too.
Yes, he does. 1 this year, 1 last year. 1st down Buckeyes at their own 40-yard line, leading 28-3 here in the 3rd quarter.
Julian Sand gets the snap, retreats to his 30 to pass. He'll look, hit while heaving a pass down the middle of the field. Caught by Max Clare at the Minnesota 30, and that's where he is dumped. Max Clare made the catch. Coy Parrish, safety, stopped him, but it is a big pass down the middle of the field. Sand to Clare, first down Buckeyes.
Yeah, the back there, James Peoples checked out a little early. If he would have waited a little bit longer, he would have saw that defensive end looping around, and that guy that looped around got right in the face of Julian Sand. That shows you something about the young quarterback, standing in the pocket, feeling the heat coming, and throwing a nice pass to Max Clare.
Ball marked at the 31 of Minnesota with less than 2 to play, third quarter.
Fifth catch for Clare.
Bennett Christian and Mylan Graham go wide to the right. Porter comes wide to the left. And Julian Sand in a pistol formation. Gets the snap. Hands it Bo Jackson running right side. Wide to the right. He goes to the 30, to the 25 of Minnesota. And he's going to be dragged out of bounds at about the 23 of the Gophers by linebacker Maverick Baranowski.
Well, he missed some cutoff blocks on the backside, but it didn't matter. Bo Jackson was running to the right. Those blocks were on the left side, and he was able to get ahead of all that and pick up 9 yards on that first down carry.
And the Buckeyes are working the clock pretty advantageously also. Getting close to 1 minute to play, third quarter, with Ohio State leading 28-3. 2nd and 1, ball at the Gopher 22-yard line. Graham wide right, Quincy Porter wide left. Jackson in the backfield next to quarterback Julian Sand. Fakes a pitch to Jackson, looks to throw, heaves it down the right sideline, incomplete at the 5-yard line for Max Clare, who was covered going down that way by safety Coy Parrish.
Pretty well covered as he was going down that sideline. Julian might have looked someplace else there, but decided to keep it and throw it towards Clare, which would have been a tough catch to come down with.
It sure would have been. So Ohio State looking at 3rd and 1 at the Gopher 22-yard line. 53 seconds on the third quarter clock. Out of the huddle come the Buckeyes. Mylan Graham comes wide to the left. Pair of tight ends on the left side of the lane. Nate Roberts and Bo Jackson in an I formation behind quarterback Julian Sand, who is under center. Sand's going to take it himself, follow center Carson Hinsman. The pile gets pushed all the way up to, let's say, about the 18 or 19 of Minnesota. It'll be more than enough for the first down that gets the Buckeyes in the Giant Eagle red zone.
Little tush push there. Nate Roberts was pushing on the tush there of Julian Sand to get him that first down.
So they're going to mark that ball right at the 19 of Minnesota with half a minute to play here in the third quarter.
Yeah, about a 2 or 3 second difference between the play clock and the clock on the field, so they'll have to run another play here before the fourth quarter starts.
So first down to the Minnesota 19-yard line. Mylan Graham and David Adolph will come wide to the left as receivers. Julian Sand out of the gun. Hands it off. Bo Jackson coming left side. Slides to the 15 of Minnesota. Wider to the right. He goes to the 10 and knocked out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. Devin Williams, linebacker, forced him out of bounds as the third quarter has got 3 seconds remaining in it. And the Buckeyes are going to look at a first and goal.
Once that play gets set, they'll go ahead and run the clock, and it'll be the fourth quarter.
It will be. And let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Always and forever your Ohio State flagship station.
WBNS-FM HD1 Columbus.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Timeout on the field with the third quarter having come to an end. The score 28-3. Ohio State ahead of Minnesota. Tonight's broadcast presented by Safe Flat Auto Glass. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Buckeye fans expect a certain standard. That's true of the food they share on game day too, which is why Giant Eagle is always part of the game plan. With fresh, high-quality food and everyday savings, it's easy to tailgate like a champ or feed the ravenous fans at home. For long touchdown runs and effortless grocery runs, Giant Eagle is here. Giant Eagle, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
The Donato's Pep Duo Pizza is back, and it brought a pal. The Donato's Pep Duo, loaded with crispy pepperoni and 3 kinds of cheese. Now get a large Pep Duo pizza for just $14.99. Also back, Donato's deliciously dippable pepperoni cheese bread. Now on the $5 Pizza Pals menu for a limited time. More toppings, more flavor, more fun. Donato's, gotta love more.
Experience Buckeye Game Day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Today's broadcast is presented by Safe Light Auto Glass.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Stadium, Skip Mossick with a check of your college football scoreboard. It is brought to you by Encova Insurance. Encova, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Other evening games in the top 25. Fourth quarter, number 11, Texas Tech leads at Houston 28-11. Third quarter, Miami up on Florida State 28-3. Third quarter, number 6, Texas A&M leads Mississippi State 14-3. Finals from earlier today in the Big Ten. Michigan a winner at home over Wisconsin 24-10. Illinois takes it at Purdue 43-27. Shocker of the day, UCLA knocks off number 7 Penn State 42-37. Washington a big come-from-behind win at Maryland 24-20. Northwestern over Louisiana Monroe 42-7. Nebraska a winner at home over Michigan State 38-27. Ohio State 28, Minnesota 3 as we head to the fourth with the voice of the Buckeyes, Paul Keels.
Thank you, Skip. Welcome back to the Union Home Mortgage broadcast booth, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Learn about their 1% down payment program at UHM.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 2229. One more quarter to go.
Julian Sainz at 85% completion, so he came in the game at 78-79%. He's right there. He's above that. He's got 317 yards. His career high, I believe, was Ohio. He had 347 in that game. So,
well, he's on pace to continue to be the number 1 quarterback in the nation as far as completion percentage, with 78% coming into the game and looking good. 2 TD passes. Buckeyes now have the football.
Smoke's clearing.
Barely. First and goal at the Minnesota 9. It's like somebody burned the cheese. Julian Sainz straight behind center. Carson Hinsman in a shotgun. He's got James Peoples off his right-hand hip at tailback. First and goal, Buckeyes of the Gopher 9. Sainz gets the snap out of the shotgun, fakes a handoff, lobs it into the end zone. Caught by Smith for a touchdown on a 9-yard toss. Jeremiah Smith came off the left flank, eluded his defender, got into the end zone and grabbed it. Second time the two of them have hooked up tonight. 34-3 Ohio State.
What a pass there by Julian Sainz. That was a quick little slant route by Jeremiah Smith. It was a catch. It was a grab that football from the center and turn around and fire it on a bullet. And a perfect pass by Julian Sainz and to Jeremiah Smith. You know he's going to catch those.
So the PAT unit comes on to try for point number 35. 34 unanswered that Ohio State has thrown up on the scoreboard here. John Furlman. You still smell that smoke?
Oh, yeah.
Set to snap. Joe McGuire puts it down. The kick by Jaden Fielding is up, and it is good. Buckeye fans, drive into your neighborhood Valvoline Instant Oil Change for an expert oil change done in about 15 minutes. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Timeout with 14:55 to play fourth quarter in Columbus. Tonight's broadcast is presented by Safe Light Auto Glass. It is 35-3, Ohio State ahead of Minnesota. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with low prices in every aisle. And you'd never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our low prices. Kroger shoppers never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Around here, it's all or nothing. And Toyota's got more all-wheel drive choices than anybody. Now through November 3rd, get 4.75 APR financing on remaining new 25 Corolla gas models. Excludes GR and Corolla Cross. Or lease a gas-powered 26 Corolla LE for $209 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. Growing up in the family business, I've seen firsthand the joy and love that comes with finding the perfect engagement ring. For over 77 years, our family's been dedicated to providing the best quality, unmatched selection, and the guaranteed best price. From timeless classics to custom designs, we have the perfect ring for every love story. Let our family help you celebrate the moments that mean the most. Visit Diamond Cellar today on Salmo Road or at Easton Town Center.
Hear every Buckeye game every year. The Fan.
Today's broadcast is presented by Safe Light Auto Glass.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
College football season is Modelo season. If you're listening to this right now, we appreciate it, and it's time to reward your full-time fandom with an ice-cold Modelo, brewed for full-time Buckeye fans. Julian Sands' third touchdown pass of the night, a 9-yarder to Jeremiah Smith plus the point after, is up to Ohio State's lead to 35-3 over Minnesota, 14:55 left in the game.
The Ohio State scoring drive powered by Honda, celebrating over 40 years of manufacturing right here in Ohio. 9 plays, 72 yards, 4 minutes and 14 seconds ticked off the clock. That gives Sayan 13 for the season.
Well, it has been a very impressive start to the season for the second-year quarterback from Carlsbad, California. People say, didn't he transfer from Alabama? He was there for, a few weeks.
Yeah.
Nick Saban retired. He fled the scene and came to Columbus.
And we're learning a little bit more about him. He can take a hit. He's been hit several times. And, put the ball in the money.
Yeah. Jaden Fielding set to kick off. Coy Parrish and Derek LeCaptain are back from Minnesota. Kick has popped up. Parrish calls for a fair catch and makes it around the 4-yard line. That's kind of an unusual fair catch signal. Thrust your fist into the air.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that one before.
Looks like the referee was kind of looking. Is that a fair catch? Okay, I'll give it to him because he waited for a second before he.
As long as he didn't start
whistle.
running. Yeah. So Minnesota 1st and 10 with the ball at their own 25-yard line. Drake Lindsey's gone the distance at quarterback. He will bring the offense onto the field now, with Minnesota in a 35-3 hole. Fime Ijaboy is a tailback off his left-hand hip. Now Ijaboy will flip around to his right, get a pitch running right side. Ijaboy behind a blocker. He gets to the 24, but then Sonny Styles, linebacker, swamps him and drops him right at about the 23 or 24. And we got some penalty flags coming out once the play ended. I think Jermaine Matthews may have been involved in a little.
Well, I think Caleb Downs might have been involved in it too. He might have put his feet up to kick the offensive lineman who was giving him the business. We'll see what it is.
But it was well after the play had ended.
Right. See who they got. Usually the second guy gets caught.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense number 2, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. That's number 2's first unsportsmanlike of the game.
Team captain or not, that won't make the head coach happy.
Nope.
That ball's moved up to the Minnesota 39-yard line. So the Gophers with a fresh set of downs. Quarterback Drake Lindsey will work under his center Ashton Beers with Fime Ijaboy. The single setback. Tight end Bibber motioning on the right side of the formation. Now Lindsey looks like he's changing the play. The single wideouts on each side. First down Minnesota from their own 39-yard line. Handoff Ijaboy running right side, and he gets all the way up to his own 45, gets to the 50 and grabbed to the midfield stripe, and he's going to be stopped by safety Jalen McClain. That could be a first down depending on where they put it down.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and mark it and move the chain, so gain of about 11 on that carry.
Ijaboy last week had 12 carries, 39 yards, and a touchdown. And we've really seen how this Minnesota running game has been hampered, Jim.
Yeah, right now they get about 46 yards rushing, about 130 for the game.
They're playing also without A.J. Turner, who's out for the year with an injury. He played here last year for Marshall against Ohio State. Lindsey under center, ball at the 49 of Ohio State. Hands it Ijaboy, running right side, and he squirts through some holes before safety Caleb Downs stops him at the Ohio State 41-yard line. So Fime Ijaboy starting to get into a little bit of a groove there.
Interesting strategy by Minnesota, being down and running the football.
It is. Ijaboy averaging almost 5 per carry in his limited play. So 2nd and 2, ball at the 41 of Ohio State. Lemeki Brockington goes wide to the right. Bibber wide to the left. along with Kenrick Lanier. And Drake Lindsay under center. Cam Davis is the new setback. Lindsay will drop back into a shotgun. And he'll hand it off to Cam Davis running straight ahead, and he's going to be knocked down around the Ohio State 36-yard line. And in there for Ohio State to make that stop was Joshua Mickens, sophomore out of Indianapolis.
Caden Curry's going to check in for Joshua Mickens after he was in for the last several plays on that drive. So
that's a first down on that run there.
Yep.
Ball at the 36 of Ohio State. 12:39 and counting, fourth quarter, 35-3 Buckeyes on top. Drake Lindsay, redshirt freshman from Fayetteville, Arkansas, working under his center, Ashton Beers. Cam Davis is a single setback behind him. Lindsay gets the snap, fakes the handoff, sets at the Ohio State 45 to throw. Short toss, middle of the field, caught by Cam Davis, and Caden Curry, defensive end, will drop him around the Ohio State 28.
Too much time there for Lindsay to throw. No pass rush by Ohio State's defensive front there. They only brought 4 and couldn't get home. So Lindsay had plenty of time there to look for the open receiver, and he found him.
We near the 12-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Minnesota setting up shop at the Ohio State 29-yard line.
Caden McDonald checks in for Ohio State.
Fime Ijaboy checks in for Minnesota at running back. Standing in the backfield next to quarterback Drake Lindsay, who's got a 3-receiver package on the field. Now Lindsay's going to change the play. Brockington and Loya are wide to the left. Wide to the right is Jalen Smith. Lindsay gets the snap out of the gun. Hands it off, and Ijaboy running left side. He's going to be dragging defenders with him to the Ohio State 22-yard line. Linebacker Sonny Stiles is the main tackler, but that's enough of a run by Ijaboy to get a first down for the Gophers.
Yeah, he ran through, like you said, a couple arm tackles there. Ohio State had him near that line of scrimmage, but he was able to break through those tackles and pick up that first down.
Yeah, he's looked good here in the fourth quarter when he's got running opportunities. Ball at the 23 of Ohio State. Kenrick Lanier goes wide to the right for the Gophers. Jalen Smith wide left. 2 tight ends on the right side of the line for Lindsay, who's under center. Gets the snap, Lindsay. Hands it off, Ijaboy straight ahead, but nothing doing. Tackled at the 24-yard line as Ohio State was able to close things in on him, and that stop gets made, I believe, by Caden McDonald. Yep.
It'll be a tackle for loss of -1 on that, making it 2nd and 11 after Caden McDonald, number 98, gets in the backfield.
Junior from Swanee, Georgia. He picked up the Nagurski Defensive Player of the Week award after his 7-tackle, 2-sack game last week at Washington.
He had 21 tackles, 3 sacks coming into the ball game. 5 of those tackles were for loss.
2nd and 11. Gophers at the Buckeye 24. Cam Davis now at tailback for quarterback Drake Lindsay, who's under center. Lindsay fakes a handoff, pivots to his right, looking to throw, looking and tosses that one down the left seam into the end zone. Well overthrown for the tight end, Gears, who was covered back there by nickelback by safety Caleb Downs, and that brings up a course and 3rd down.
Well, this is where that defense seems to tighten down when you get close to that red zone area. They get a little stronger, and of course, that first part of this drive, they substituted and had a bunch of different players in there. Once they crossed the 50, got into the 35 area, they brought those starters back in the ballgame.
3rd and 11, Minnesota at Ohio State's 24 with 10 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Drake Lindsay in a shotgun. Fime Ijaboy next to him at running back. Lindsay gets the snap. Back to throw. Pressure coming. Dumps it out where it's caught in the middle of the field. Bibber, who's tackled by defensive end Caden Curry, right around the Ohio State 23 where the stop is made on Drew Bibber.
It'll be 4th and 10, and they're going to send their field goal team in.
Well, the field goal kicker, Brady Denneberg, a transfer from Syracuse, hit an earlier field goal of 27 yards. This is going to be a 41-yard try. The long snapper is Alan Sukup. Tom Weston is the holder who will put it down at the 31. Sukup positioned over the ball for Minnesota. Put down by Weston, and the kick by Denneberg in the air toward the uprights, and it is no good.
Looks like it was wide right.
Well, unsuccessful. The field goal try. Buckeye football brought to you in part by Aetna Medicare Solutions. Guidance for the Medicare protection you need. Timeout on the field. With 9 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in the game, 35-3, Ohio State ahead of Minnesota. Tonight's broadcast presented by Safe Flat Auto Glass. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Buckeye fans expect a certain standard. That's true of the food they share on game day too, which is why Giant Eagle is always part of the game plan. With fresh, high-quality food and everyday savings, it's easy to tailgate like a champ or feed the ravenous fans at home. For long touchdown runs and effortless grocery runs, Giant Eagle is here. Giant Eagle, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
At Ohio State, we are the never afraid to innovate teams. The agile, get it done teams. The achieve more together teams. And the improve people's lives teams. Together, we are the Ohio State University.
Learn more about Ohio State at osu.edu/impact.
AEP Energy wants to know if you're ready to say goodbye to higher rates and hello to savings. Get your energy costs under control by locking in a fixed rate for your electricity supply. You'll lower your bills and get price protection from rising rates. Take control and lock in a low fixed rate. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. AEP Energy is a competitive retail electrical and natural gas service provider and affiliate of Ohio Power Company, AEP Ohio. AEP Energy is not soliciting on behalf of and is not an agent of AEP Ohio.
Always and forever your home of the Buckeyes. Home of the Buckeyes. The band.
Today's broadcast is presented by Safe Light Auto Glass.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Stay safe this season and make a plan for a safe ride home. If you drive drunk, you will be caught and you will be arrested. Drive sober or get pulled over. Funded by the Ohio Traffic Safety Office and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Brady Denneberg misses on a 41-yard field goal try for Minnesota, so the score remains 35-3. Ohio State ahead of the Gophers with 9:26 to play here in the fourth quarter.
Looks like Ohio State's getting that second-team offensive line ready to go. They're all kind of huddled up with Coach Tyler Bowen, the offensive coordinator, offensive line coach, and that will be the case. So I'm thinking we'll probably see Lincoln Keenholz in there. Yep.
Yes, he is. We saw him for one play earlier. Keenholz is a junior from Pierre, South Dakota. On the season, in 2 games so far, 6 for 7 passing, 71 yards and a touchdown. He's now got 4 rushing attempts on the season. Lincoln last year played in 2 games but had no stats. 1st and 10, Ohio State with the ball at their own 23-yard line and leading by a score of 35-3.
Looks like Minnesota's got some reserves in, too, on their defense.
James Peoples is in at tailback. Josh Padilla at center for Ohio State. Keenholz, the front man in a pistol formation, wearing his number 3 scarlet jersey. Keenholz gets the snap, hands to James Peoples, running up the middle. Peoples with some room. He breaks it out to almost the 40, where he's knocked down by Kerry Brown, defensive back. It's a first down pickup presented by Kroger on the James Peoples run.
Well, that looked good.
Sure did.
One of James Peoples' better runs of his early career here at Ohio State.
Sophomore from San Antonio, Texas. What a wonderful city. We were there for that bowl game a handful of years ago. Alamo Bowl.
Who started quarterback that game?
That was
Teddy Ginn.
He didn't start at quarterback, though, did he?
Thought he did.
Snap will go to Lincoln Keenholz. Back to throw. Set from his 25. Throws up the left seam where it has caught Quincy Porter running to the 50, and he's finally tackled at the Minnesota 49 by the linebacker Devin Williams. Quincy Porter with his first Ohio State catch. He goes for a first down.
Out of Oradell, Texas, the freshman is a big target at 6'4", 210. As you mentioned, gets his first catch for a first down.
Had 38 high school touchdowns in his prep career. I believe Justin Zwick started that game
He
at quarterback.
might have, yeah.
And they had Ben
played.
They had Ben Cassandi ready to play because they didn't want to burn Todd Beckman's red shirt. Remember? I think. Maybe right?
Yep.
First down, ball at the Minnesota 49. Lincoln Keenholz again in a pistol formation. He's got Bennett Christian moving in motion, hands to James Peoples, running right side. Peoples gets loose, gets to the 40. Right sideline to the 30 of Minnesota, to the 20, and knocked out of bounds at the 19 of Minnesota by safety Kerry Brown. James Peoples looking good, running for a first down and getting the Buckeyes in the Giant Eagle red zone.
Well, that gain of 13 was one of his better runs. That one's even better. That last one there he had. Buckeyes have had 3 plays, all first downs for Ohio State. That was a gain of 33.
To put it at Minnesota's 16. Peoples last year had touchdowns in the first 2 games of the season. He's yet to get one this year. 7.5 to play. Fourth quarter, 35-3. Buckeyes leading. First down at Minnesota 16. Peoples remains a tailback. He's in a pistol formation behind quarterback Lincoln Keenholz. Porter wide right. Mylan Graham was wide left. He'll motion to the right. Keenholz gets the snap from Padilla. Hands it to Peoples, running straight ahead, and he's cut down at about the 14-yard line. Minnesota linebacker Matt Kingsbury with a tackle.
That time running behind the left side of that offensive line for Ohio State. Ian Moore's over there. You got Gabe Van Sickle, Josh Padilla in at center. Right guard is Ethan Oniawa, and right tackle is Justin Terry.
Clock is under 7 minutes to play, fourth quarter. 2nd and 8. Ohio State at Minnesota's 14-yard line. Out of the huddle they come. David Adolph and Mylan Graham go wide to the left. Tight end Bennett Christian, right side of the line. Tight end Jelani Thurman on the left. Peoples in the backfield with Lincoln Keenholz at the 14 of Minnesota. Off-target snap, the handoff goes to Peoples, running past left guard, and he dives and lands at about the 6 of Minnesota. Parrish, the safety, was in there to kind of get his feet out from under him. James Peoples looking good moving upfield, isn't he?
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and short here, so let's see if Ohio State runs the ball here just to convert first down or maybe get in the end zone here.
They're going to bring Nate Roberts in, the tight end that sometimes lines up as a fullback. That 3rd and short will have the ball in Minnesota's 7-yard line. We near the 6-minute mark of the fourth quarter with the Buckeyes leading 35-3. Graham goes wide left, Porter comes wide right. Tight ends Roberts and Thurman left side of the line. Peoples behind Keenholz in a pistol formation. Snap Keenholz. Feeds it. Peoples running straight ahead to the 5, to the 4, and that's all the further he will go. The 4-yard line. Devin Williams, linebacker, young man from here in the Columbus area, makes the tackle.
1st and goal.
Yes. Williams out of Dublin Kaufman High School where he was a running back and a linebacker.
Let's see if Lincoln Keenholz just keeps it here himself and runs in.
Yes.
We know we've had packages for him.
Yes.
He's done it a couple times, I think, this year.
He has not rushed for a touchdown. He had his first passing touchdown earlier this season. So 1st and goal, Ohio State. At the 5 of Minnesota. Keenholz straight behind center in a shotgun. Peoples off his right hip. Tight ends Roberts and Thurman motion from right to left. Now Keenholz is going to go to center. Josh Padilla to take the snap. Keenholz gets the snap, hands to James Peoples, started up the middle, and he's going to be pushed backward for a little bit of a loss. And blowing that play up was defensive back Kerry Brown, jumping in there right at about the 6 to blink the play.
And Kerry Brown's played good football for Minnesota throughout the course of his career. Came into the ball game with 10 tackles and an interception, but they really like what he can do.
That interception was last week against Rutgers. He was a second-team All-American last year as a freshman. So 2nd and goal. Ohio State to the Minnesota 6 with 4.5 to play in the game.
Lost a yard there.
Yes. Keenholz straight behind center in a shotgun. Peoples off his right hip. Porter wide left. Graham wide right. Tight ends on each side of the line. Snap to Lincoln Keenholz. He's going to take off running. Gets to the 5. Gets to the 2. Gets to the end zone. Lincoln Keenholz. We haven't seen yet. There's a touchdown signal from the officials. Lincoln Keenholz with a 6-yard touchdown run. His first rushing touchdown, and Ohio State's lead has grown to 41-3 over Minnesota.
I was thinking that, hey, why not just run him? That's kind of what you do with him. And 2nd down, they decided to go to him after losing a yard on their 1st down at the 5. They go to Lincoln, and he runs right behind his right guard there, Ethan Oniawa.
Replay has determined the ball was short of the goal line. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line.
Oh.
Okay. Take that back.
Yeah. I'm not going to completely cross it out because they might run it again. But we talked about the great high school talents of Lincoln Keenholz in the state of South Dakota. He was part of 3 state championships in football. He had in his career 104 TD passes. He averaged over 19 points a game as a basketball player, and he hit over 400 as a baseball player.
A little bit of everything there in South Dakota.
Washed the cars, pumped the gas, bought the groceries. 3rd and goal at Minnesota's 1 for Ohio State.
Sneak it.
And Lincoln Keenholz under center Josh Padilla. Gets the snap, follows Padilla into the end zone for the touchdown. So Lincoln Keenholz, a 1-yard TD run. And it is, as we mentioned earlier, 41-3 favor Ohio State.
Good calls there by Ohio State. It's good to see that 2nd team offense come in and take it right down the field. Big run there by James Peoples, helped put him in position. Quincy Porter caught a pass there, so a little bit of everything on that drive.
So Jaden Fielding will attempt the point after, Joe McGuire to hold, and John Furman to snap it. The lines are set. Furman in position, snaps it. McGuire puts it down. The kick by Fielding is up, and it is good, keeping his streak going. When life gets real, start at Kohl's, where they've lowered prices on thousands of items your family needs for whatever life brings. Kohl's, where family comes first. Timeout on the field with 3:49 left in the game. It's 42-3, Ohio State ahead of Minnesota. Tonight's broadcast presented by Safe Light Auto Glass. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Buckeye fans, choose chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes those moments when you choose to rise above the noise and choose chill even better. Coors Light is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light, choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado, beer.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safe Light Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile glass shops all over Central Ohio. They can come to you anywhere, giving Buckeye fans more time for game time. OH? Man, I love that. Schedule at safelight.com. Safe Light Auto Glass is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
Today's broadcast is presented by Safe Light Auto Glass.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Thank you, Gene Holtz with a 1-yard touchdown run plus the point after, increasing Ohio State's lead to 42-3 over Minnesota with 3:49 left in tonight's game. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Always and forever, your Ohio State flagship station.
WBNS-FM HD1 Columbus.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The score again is 42-3, Ohio State leading Minnesota. A little more than 3 minutes left in the game. Time to spotlight tonight's best in game. Brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line, who works hard to be the best in the game and is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Well, I'm going with Carnell Tate, number 17. 9 catches, 183 yards, and a TD. On the defensive side of the ball, Sonny Styles has 7 tackles.
Wow. And Carnell Tate with a beautiful catch from a pass thrown from 44 yards out by Julian Sand. At one point, they gave the Buckeyes a 21-3 lead.
The Ohio State scoring drive, powered by Honda, celebrating over 40 years of manufacturing right here in Ohio. 9 plays, 77 yards, 5:37 off the clock.
Well, Minnesota set to receive the kickoff as Ohio State will have Jackson Corville out to kick off, a transfer from Ball State, who we saw earlier this year in a few instances. Corville puts the right foot to it.
Nice.
Yes, and it'll land in the end zone for a touchback.
Almost kicked that one back to Muncie.
Oh, boy. Ball State, by the way, comes here next year, I believe, in a non-conference game. Timeout on the field with a score 42-3. Ohio State leading Minnesota. And 3:49 to play. Fourth quarter, tonight's broadcast presented by Safe Light Auto Glass. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Spectrum is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, wherever Buckeye fans gather, from the shoe to living rooms and watch parties across the country. Spectrum brings the game to you. Every snap, every score, every Saturday. From the season opener to cold weather conference showdowns, from Big Ten battles to the game versus that team up north. This is more than football. It's tradition, powered by Spectrum, connecting us all. Go Bucks!
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Hey, Ohio State fans, are you looking to score big with your home equity? Union Home Mortgage will help you unlock the value of your home and fund the promises you've made to yourself and your family. If you need to pay off debt, have home improvements, or whatever your family needs are, visit UHM.com and score financial freedom with Union Home Mortgage, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Union Home Mortgage Corp. is an equal housing opportunity lender and MLS number 2229.
Today's broadcast is presented by Safe Light Auto Glass.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
42-3, Ohio State leading Minnesota. 3:49 left in the fourth quarter. Next week, Ohio State is at Illinois. We'll be on the air with the AEP Energy Buckeye pregame show beginning at 10:30 a.m. Down to the field to Tyler Danberg.
Lincoln Kienholz redeemed himself, not just on that second run from inside the one, but if you go back to his first carry for little to no gain, head coach Ryan Day came over to him and they talked it out, and he was clearly frustrated with Kienholz. But after Kienholz ran back after punching it in for his first career touchdown, Ryan Day was really pleased. Big smile on his face. Julian saying right at his side.
Well, good. By the way, we did confirm that it was Justin Zwick who started that Alamo Bowl game with 2003. Troy Smith was suspended, so Justin Zwick started. Justin Zwick will be co-hosting our post-game show here in Columbus. So hello, Justin.
The old Riverwalk.
Oh, yes. Where dreams come true. That was a fun bowl trip. It didn't start that way. We weren't sure we were going to get there. 1st and 10, Minnesota with the ball at their own 25. Drake Lindsey remains at quarterback for the Gophers. And he's under center and changing the play. Fime Ajiboye is behind him at tailback. 1st and 10, Minnesota from their 25. Handoff Ajiboye, and he's going to be grabbed and stopped for a loss. Play's going to come dead right around the 23-yard line. Ajiboye had really not much of a chance to get anything going there, and it was Peyton Pierce, linebacker, who dragged him down.
Yeah, it's going to be a tackle for loss of -1 yards. Peyton Pierce diagnosed that play in a hurry. He was able to get in the backfield and make that stop.
You know how you can't remember the important things in life? I do remember out of all of the things Justin Zwick did, he punted once during his time at Ohio State.
Pooch.
Yeah. 2nd and 11. Minnesota at the 24 on their own side of the field with 3:14 and counting. Here in the fourth quarter, Lindsey under center, Ajiboye behind him as a single setback. Minnesota just running the ball here mostly, and it'll be a run again. Ajiboye straight ahead. He slips by some defenders, and finally he's going to be knocked down at his own 35-yard line. That play gets made by Leroy Roker, who's in at safety, but it's a first down for the Gophers.
Yeah, he crossed it, just had to get to the 35. They're going to mark it about the 35.5-yard line, so they'll go ahead and give him a fresh set of downs. The clock's still ticking.
Minnesota will be at home to face Purdue next week, and for those of you who like to travel to away stadiums, put Minnesota on the list. Their stadium is a nice one. You'd agree, wouldn't you, Jim?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. Last time we were there, it was very cold, though.
Yeah, but go in September or October. First down, Gophers at their own 34. Drake Lindsey in a shotgun now, gets the snap, hands it off Ajiboye, trying to get wide to the right, but Logan George, defensive end's going to drop him at the Minnesota 34-yard line. George, a junior from Pocatello, Idaho, and a transfer from Idaho State.
Looking through their notes, that was the coldest game in the history of the program.
Ooh, and that was where J.T. Barrett had like a
86 yards.
Yes. Long run. Now, we were there once since then for that Thursday night game.
Yeah.
Where it rained like crazy.
Started the year off with that. That was C.J. Stroud's first start.
Yes, it was. Timeout on the field for the 2-minute timeout. The score, 42-3. Ohio State ahead of Minnesota. Tonight's broadcast presented by Safe Light Auto Glass. This is Buckeye Football from Learfield.
Buckeye Nation, the game's on fire. Whether you're in the stadium or on the couch, make sure Buckeye Vodka, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, is in your lineup. Distilled for a smooth finish, it's the perfect play for any game day. Grab yours and please enjoy responsibly. And be sure to follow them on social media at Buckeye Vodka. That's at Buckeye Vodka, 21 and over.
Do you have questions about Medicare? Let us help. Aetna has Medicare Advantage plans that include prescription drug coverage with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, plans include benefits for your whole health, like dental, vision, and hearing. Call Aetna today at 1-888-76-AETNA to learn more. There's no obligation to enroll. One of our licensed agents will answer your call and help you pick the right plan for you. Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our D-SNPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area.
Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safelite Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile glass shops all over Central Ohio. They can come to you anywhere, giving Buckeye fans more time for game time. OH? Man, I love that. Schedule at safelite.com. Safelite Auto Glass is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Today's broadcast is presented by Safelite Auto Glass.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
42-3, Ohio State leading Minnesota. 2 minutes to play, fourth quarter. A reminder to stay with us after the game for the Encova Insurance postgame show. We'll hear from Coach Ryan Day and announce our postgame awards, including the IBEW Electric Play of the Game. And there have been a few of them, mostly involving Julian Saint and Carnell Tate.
Yeah. Outstanding plays by Carnell in that first half, a majority of them, a couple in the second half, but outstanding job. Those guys got a hookup.
Well, Drake Lindsey remains at quarterback. We were saying during the commercial, we were a little surprised he was still out there.
Yeah, he's gone the whole way.
He sure has. Max Shikanjansky is their backup. 2nd and 11. Minnesota with the ball at their own 34-yard line. They did get quite a bit of work out of Darius Taylor, the junior from Detroit, their tailback, who had missed the last 2 games with a hamstring injury prior to tonight. So the Gophers had the ball, 2nd and 11, at their own 34-yard line. Redshirt freshman quarterback Drake Lindsey gets the snap, hands it Ejeboy going over right guard, and he's going to be piled up and stopped right around the 37-yard line of Minnesota. Down there at the bottom of the pile to make that stop for Ohio State was Peyton Pierce, linebacker, brings up a course and 3rd down.
3rd and about 8.5, 9 yards for the Gophers, who so far on 3rd down, let's see here, they are 1 of 10.
Well, we've seen a lot of Peyton Pierce, the linebacker, sophomore there for Ohio State.
When you see a team that plays with 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends like Minnesota did, you'll see more of Peyton Pierce in there as our 3rd linebacker.
3rd and 8. Gophers at their 37. Those 3rd down bells ringing. Javon Tracy out wide to the right. Single flanker to the left for quarterback Drake Lindsey, who's under center. Cam Davis in the backfield. Give to Davis running straight ahead, and Davis is going to be cut down at the 39-yard line. The first contact was made for Ohio State's defense by linebacker Riley Pettyjohn.
They'll let this clock tick down. They got 32 seconds left on the play clock. Game clock about 53.
Yeah.
They're keeping their offense in there, though.
They sure are.
I wonder if they take it all the way down and take a timeout to punt.
42-3 is the score. Ohio State with a lead. Minnesota was up 3-0, and then the script flipped. 4th and 6, the down and distance with the ball at the Minnesota 39-yard line.
Ohio State's going to take a knee regardless of what they do.
Right. I was just thinking that if they go for it on 4th down and didn't get it. P.J. Fleck, the Minnesota coach, calls the timeout.
Yep.
Standing right over there by the official.
Timeout, Minnesota. Their first of the half. 30-second timeout.
So the home fans who were here won't get to see the Buckeyes again at home until November 1st when Penn State comes to town. How about Penn State losing at UCLA?
Yeah, that's a tough one. Back-to-back losses. They had that emotional game against Oregon where they were down, came back in the 4th quarter to tie it up, losing in double overtime, and then had to travel to the West Coast.
And they were down by a bunch, but came back and got in it.
They came back in and went for it on 4th down and came up short.
Well, Ohio State is going to send Phillip Bell out to receive a punt.
Fair catch at punt number 7 from Minnesota.
Phillip Bell was a young man that mimicked the Washington quarterback in practice getting ready for last week. Freshman from Mission Viejo, California.
Tom Weston to punt. He's at the Minnesota 25, gets the snap chest high, punts it from his 30. Phillip Bell drifting to his left, waves for a fair catch, and makes it at the Ohio State 20. So that's where the Buckeyes will have the ball with 15 seconds remaining in the game and leading 42-3. And as you had said, Jim, the anticipation, it'll be the genuflect offense.
Victory formation for Buckeyes, and they'll get win number 5, and 9 wins in a row if you go back to last year.
And 14 in a row over Minnesota, dating back to 2000. The longest losing streak Minnesota has against any single opponent. The boat sprung a leak.
Need a bigger boat.
Lincoln Keenholz will set up under center Josh Padilla. He'll be surrounded by 3 other offensive players. He'll take the snap and take a knee. And that'll take care of it. Ryan Day will go to midfield to shake hands with P.J. Fleck. Final score tonight, 42-3. Ohio State defeats Minnesota. Tonight's broadcast presented by Safelite, your auto glass experts. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
At Ohio State, we are the never afraid to innovate teams. The agile, get it done teams. The achieve more together teams. And the improve people's lives teams. Together, we are the Ohio State University.
Learn more about Ohio State at osu.edu/impact.
Stay tuned for the Encova Insurance Buckeye postgame show coming up. Brought to you by Encova Insurance, Bob Evans Farms, and by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers on the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance and their local independent agents are prepared for what's next